cheers. Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Cheers.
So I start with a single question, sir. Where were you born?
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yep.
So I've heard about Shreveport, but not too familiar with it. Tell me kind of like what it was like, man.
It's rough.
Kind of like define rough, because a lot of
It's-
guests have had rough, but it's always been there. It's always interesting to get a perspective of what rough is to people.
You definitely got to watch your surroundings. So I tell people I'm both LAs. I'm Louisiana and Los Angeles. Dad's side, Louisiana, Shreveport.
Right.
Mom's side, South Central California.
Okay.
So I went back and forth. And both are rough, meaning like you got to watch your surroundings. You do got to watch behind your back.
So growing up in LA, I know South Central.
Yeah.
Completely understand that culture. Did you travel back and forth a lot between the two states?
Yeah. Summertime, mom would send us off back to Los Angeles.
So did your mom and dad not live together, or?
Nah, they separated when I was 6 years old, and I'm the youngest of three.
Okay. Boys or girls, siblings?
One boy, he's older, and girl, she the middle child. So that
So
makes
you
me
the
baby.
makes you the youngest.
Yep.
And are they all in kind of like around, or are they spread out around the
Sister
country?
still in Louisiana, brothers in San Antonio.
Okay, so he's not too far. Neither is
not
she
too
though, right?
far.
Is Louisiana kind of close? Or
Yeah, it's kind of close, like 3 hours.
with a flight, right?
That's driving, but with a flight.
Oh, driving's 3 hours?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is close.
A flight, 35 minutes.
Oh, that ain't
I don't
bad
even
at
know
all.
how the plane leave the ground. They could just stay on I-20.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that close.
It's close.
So, between the two and the polar opposites of states, you know what I mean, like Louisiana and LA, where'd you like it more?
LA.
LA.
More opportunities. Bigger.
And did you
More
kind
money.
of get to settle in LA for a while and live there full time and kind of
Nah,
explore?
I did once I graduated college,
Okay.
but I started off comedy in LA in Inglewood. And it was a Wednesday night. I did an open mic. The next day, it was a Tuesday night. The next day, I had to go to Louisiana to take care of some business. Well, when I got down there, I did an open mic, and I was funny.
Okay.
And that's when comedy took off. And I was like, all right, I got a better shot really starting in Louisiana because it's smaller. In these other big cities, it's just a plethora of comedians.
To that effect, how big was the comedy scene in Louisiana when you got your start?
It was really small. Like when I say small, as far as like comedians in northern Louisiana, you're only gonna hear about maybe 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, let me blow up here, and if Hollywood want me or if somebody else want me, they'll send for me.
Yeah.
If that
Okay, I
makes
get what
sense,
you're saying.
You know what I mean?
That
But
makes a lot of
I had
sense.
to grow out of once I got to that point. Like, all right, it's no more down here for me in Shreveport. It's time to move. And Texas was the move.
And did you go straight to Dallas, or where did you start out in Texas?
Straight. I say Garland because I was dating a lady out here.
But that's pretty much Dallas.
So,
you're
yeah.
not that far from Dallas.
Yeah, it's
you know what I
not.
mean?
That's where I'm located now. So that's
In
where I
Garland.
bought my home, and yeah.
Okay, and same lady?
Nah, we divorced now. So
Okay.
yeah,
Shit
it's a beautiful marriage, but I wish her the best. I had to go on about my life.
Kids?
I don't have any.
Okay, so you got lucky in that respect. I mean,
yeah, she already had 2, so I was cool with being
a stepdad.
Yeah, I was cool with it. Yeah.
What is that like being a stepdad?
It's tough.
How old were the kids when you kind of went into got into their life?
I came
actually got into their life. Not just boyfriend, but like you're here.
The youngest was 8.
Okay.
And the oldest was 14. So that's 14 was kind of already settled in his ways. The 8-year-old, you get them young, they'll listen, they're interested in, learning. So, but
they have more of an open mind.
Yeah, way more. But the other one, like I said, and that was the issue that caused that divorce.
The 14-year-old.
Yeah, once he hit high school, man, all hell broke loose. So, I mean, I give you the world. You ain't even my kid. Why you stealing from me? It's a thin line between what you can and can't do as a stepfather.
I get it. Yeah, I mean,
it is a very thin line. See, I really couldn't go nowhere and tell people these my stepkids, and majority would be women be like, don't say that. Those are your kids. If you married the mom, I said, I had to tell one lady, so if me and the mom separate, do they still make them my kids?
Actually, I was gonna ask you that. What is that? Was it just kind of like
No, because
bye?
once I told her, "Hey, go ahead and file. I'm done fighting with you and your son because you're not holding him accountable. Go ahead and file." And I tried the counseling,
Right.
family counseling, marital counseling. Yeah, let me tell you, we had a beautiful marriage. We didn't get into our first argument until 2.5 years after the marriage.
Okay.
Like the chemistry was dope, but it was the kid, and I always say the devil will work through them kids to get to the parents, man. It can cause some static, man.
I mean, the difficulty is like when you become a parent, you kind of understand that first and foremost, it's almost always your kids and
Hmm.
then everybody else.
Yep.
And it's not I don't know how to word it properly, but I feel like whoever the stepdad is in that situation, a lot of times you got like the fat end of the stick cuz she doesn't fully trust you
Mm-hmm.
and you're always kind of like between a rock and a hard place of trying to be a good
Always.
parent but
Yep.
at the same time kind of like
Yep.
having to tiptoe cuz you don't want to find that past that line that you just mentioned like there's a fine line of what you can and cannot do.
Yep. It is. It's
It's
almost
it's hard, man.
you get held accountable more than the real father. Like real talk. At the end of the day, if something go wrong in the household or them kids get in trouble, they're gonna point at that man and say, "Well, what was he doing for this
Right.
kid to be doing this?" I'm a firm believer in is God, man gonna pray to God for the answers. God gonna send it down to the wife, then the kids. But nowadays that plate done flipped. You got God, kids, wife, and then the man, and whatever the kids can handle, spill it on mama plate. Whatever mama can't handle, then want to spill it. No, I should have been up here. I should have corrected. I'm the overseer. You the runner.
I guess I mean again, it's hard when you got a teenage boy.
It's tough, man.
He
And I'm
he
like,
thinks he's the man, and he's trying to
exactly.
self-actualize and figure out what it means to actually be a man for the first time, and hormones are killing him and shit.
That's why I fought. I put a lot of women at fault when they tell young boys, and it's the single mothers when they tell young boys, "All right, you the man of the house. Ain't no man here." Stop telling them that. He ain't no man of the house. He ain't got hair on his balls yet. He ain't got no bills. He ain't paying his own cell phone bill. He ain't got no car. What you mean he the man of the house? So then when a man really come in, now you done put it in this teenage kid head that he the man. You think he gonna want to listen to this real man?
No. And you've given him responsibility, and you've
Yeah.
made him feel like an adult sooner than he should have been, and then you're trying to revert him back into being an
Man,
adolescent child, and none of us will go back.
no.
It
Hell
it's
no.
part of life.
Yep.
If you're gonna force me into a role that comes with responsibility and certain freedoms that come with that responsibility, then you can't tell me that I need to go back. It's
Yep.
kind of like imprisoning someone
Yep.
in their own mind of being like, you're an adult and a child when it's convenient for me.
Yep.
That's fucked up.
Yep.
And I think that screws with a lot of people.
Oh, it do. It do.
I think a lot
It
of
do.
kids
It
go through
does,
life
man.
not figuring out like how to actually be a kid when you're supposed to be and then be an adult when it's time to be an adult. Because you're right. You can't just say you're the man of the house and then leave it at that. You
Nah.
become the man of the house. It should be a responsibility that's kind
Yeah.
of thrust upon you,
Yeah.
not the kind of thing that is thrown at you as a kid. It should be life itself and the progress where you become a man.
Man, yeah.
And
Straight up.
like nobody actually knows the day they become a man. Just at some point you wake up going like, "Ah, fuck, it happened.
Right.
I can't be a kid
Right.
anymore." It
Right.
literally every guy goes through this. You wake up one day going like, "I can't be a kid anymore."
Man, it's a lot of women out here with teenage boys, and these boys not even cutting the grass at the house. And I'm like, why are you paying somebody to do that? Why is the father doing that? The kid's supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, see, like I got 3 kids, but they're under 10. So like it's too early to make
When
them
it's
be doing chores and shit. But
nah,
they do help mom with drying the dishes after
oh
like
yeah.
doing that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. They'll make their
No,
own bed. They shower themselves. They'll feed themselves in the morning if they want to.
right.
Like there's a lot of self-sufficiency,
Yeah.
but power tools not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Teenage.
A little bit long. Yeah.
Teenage. It's
I
not
agree with you though.
because it's like growing up for me, that was the thing. Like
We
I
all
know that women like men that know how to fix things and use their hands. Before I call anybody, and this at a young age, I would try to fix it myself.
I I got that same resolve from my grandfather. He
Yeah.
taught me that, like, it's you can always afford to have somebody come and fix it for you,
Yeah.
but the skill of being able to do it
Do it
yourself
yourself.
is invaluable. There
Oh
there
yeah.
is no price to
Yeah. It's
pay
priceless,
for
man.
being able. It's a skill. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Like, I know how to change a tire.
Yep.
I know how to fix like certain plumbing shit
Change
that goes wrong around the
oil,
house,
plumbing. Yep. Yeah.
just like small, like today we had, one of the toilets backed up because you got three little kids. Shit
Right.
happens. It's
Right.
not that big of a deal
Nope.
to fix it yourself. It's like 2 minutes. You know what I
Yep.
mean? That's the stuff that you're right. I think my generation. I don't know, how old are you?
41.
So we're pretty close. I'm
Yeah.
37, but I think like maybe 10 years after us, they lost it completely
Yep.
because they had the internet and they were like, I can YouTube shit, but you're not
Mm-hmm.
going to, are you?
Right.
You're just gonna
Right.
call somebody.
Right.
It's sad because what happens if the internet just goes out for a
They
day?
ain't gonna know. They ain't gonna know what to do. Or what happens if they in a car with they woman, their girlfriend, and they catch a flat? Why are you calling AAA when a spare tire and a jack in the trunk? It's crazy to
It's
me.
a 20-minute job. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
in a safe place, cool, do it. Like if
Yeah.
you're on the freeway, I get it. Call whatever 501 it is.
Yeah.
They'll do roadside assistance. I get that because you can kill yourself
Right.
just trying to change a tire. But if you're on like, a residential street, just pull over and change the damn
Yep.
tire.
Yep.
She'll love you more, I promise you.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
And she'll tell her friends about it too. She'll be like, "Damn, he got out, he changed the tire, he did the whole thing, blah blah blah." You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
there's a sense of pride when you do something with your own hands. I mean, I don't think all of us can create art. Most of us can't. This is why some small, there's such a small percentage of people in history that have ever created anything artistic. But I think
Mhm.
the same thing can be told about like people that work with their hands.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
fewer and fewer people are working with their hands.
Yeah. No, it didn't got lazy. The world done got lazy, man.
Yeah,
The
we
world
don't
got
like to
lazy.
fix things anymore. We just replace them.
Yep.
Oh, the toaster doesn't work, just throw it away. Oh,
Just
this
throw it
doesn't
away.
work,
Put it
throw it
out
away.
for bulk trash.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's sad.
And it be small stuff sometimes too. Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, you can't change the progress the world is going through. It's just right now I think we're kind of in this crossroads where the future isn't really there yet. So we're kind of like the pioneers of a lot of what the future is going to look like. So we get to deal with a lot of the bullshit and the outcome of it.
Yep. Yep.
It's sad, but it's true. So you said you got on stage first time in Inglewood, and then the next day you took a flight to Louisiana and got stage time in Louisiana. How did it go at the LA show for the first time? And actually, what made you get up on stage?
So I have an uncle, my mom brother. He's a pastor in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I be joking around. I've been a class clown since 4th grade, man. I ended up flunking the 4th grade for being a class clown.
Well, tell me that story.
So I just ain't do no work. Just always clowning,
Okay, just messing
making
around.
people laugh. But Los Angeles, I had a note card, little 4x6. And people used to always tell me, you funny, but I used to write down what I said that was actually funny. This
So
was at
you
the
were
church.
writing jokes before you knew how to write jokes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So the night of the open mic, J. Anthony Brown, called the J Spot,
I know him.
Inglewood. I went and I signed up. Got there early, 2 hours early, signed up, name on the list. And I'm like, oh shit. How you gonna make these? But I had already had the note card. I went on stage and man, I held it in my hand.
This is your first minute ever.
Ever.
Was it
and
a
I
minute
think
or was it longer
It was
than a
like
minute?
3 minutes. And that was the longest 3 minutes of my life.
That's what people don't understand. Like tomorrow, just memorize anything and then say it in front of a mirror and see if you can do that for 3 minutes.
And not even to mention make somebody laugh.
Yeah, I'm not even saying that part, but
Yeah.
get over the fear of literally speaking out loud in a room by yourself first, and then worry about crowds and hecklers and making people laugh. Like it's so much.
Because that is the biggest fear. That is people's biggest fear, public speaking.
This is very true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did it. I'm reading up. They laughing. It was original.
Do you remember what you wrote?
Nah, it was something about a hole in my sock, and I had to go through TSA, and somebody pointed it out, and I said something else after that. But it was true. I did have a hole in my sock going through there, but the next day, I mean, they laughed at it. And the next day, I went to.
And this is a Tuesday night crowd.
It was a Tuesday night. Yeah,
it's hard
That's
to get
hard,
that crowd
bro.
on your side. They're usually drunk or people that just literally have nothing going on in life.
Waiting on them favorites to come.
Nothing
through,
against
but-
Tuesday night crowds, but like, Come on, man.
It's
You
tough,
know you're a
man.
Tuesday night crowd.
It's tough. It's tough. But they laughed. I got a couple laughs, and I was like, okay, that felt good. Yeah, that was a high that could no drug get me. That felt good. And I was like, all right, you might can do something with this. So the next day, I'm in Louisiana. First thing I look up when I land, open mic. And there was a comedy club called the Funny Bone on
What
the
year is
boardwalk.
this? I know the Funny Bone, yeah.
2010.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was like, I looked that up, Funny Bone, and I went.
And you picked a tough time to go into comedy because the world's going through a recession. We're just barely trying to even, I think it was like 2011, 2012 when it started to kind of
Yep.
like, people took a breath, really.
Yeah.
So comedy became a luxury. I know it's cheap to go to a comedy club usually, but it's still a luxury item when you just don't have anything at all.
Right.
And like the entire country was screwed for a good while. Like,
Yeah.
we all felt
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yep.
So you got the laughs, and then the next day you're in Louisiana,
Mhm.
and then you find a comedy club that has an open mic. So did you do the same thing? Go 2 hours early, sign up, and
I went about an hour early. I had the same note card from the night before. And I'm sitting in there and I'm like, all right, this is kind of more home than LA. I'm like, people gonna know me. And there was some people in there on a Wednesday night. I was like, somebody ain't gonna know me. So
and was this like clear? Sorry, was this close to Treeport?
yeah, it's just across the bridge.
So
You
yeah,
got
there's a good
Shreveport, then you
chance
got
somebody
Bossier.
you know is gonna be in the crowd.
Yeah. So the host come up. I didn't know he was the host. I'm sitting at the table and I'm really mind wrestling with myself. Am I really gonna go up here? I wanted to, but I was like, hell no. So dude come over, he's like, hey, you going up? And I was like, nah, I just came to watch.
And this is the fear of other people that you know judging you. Is
It's
that
just
kind of what's scaring you, or what is it?
it was still the fear of getting on stage
Okay.
in front of people. Cause
Even though you had a good night
even
the
though I
first
had a
time.
night, I was like, man, you was tripping last night.
Dude, you know what? You're like, multiple people have told me that when they've come to to the podcast that have had a good first set.
Yeah.
They always go through that same shit of going like, man, that's not me. Something weird happened. Whatever. Like
Man.
they don't want to trust that they had it in them. And then like, 5, 10, 13 years later, they're like, dude, that was the bug that got me.
Because it's an alter ego that come out. Like you don't even know it come out.
So for those that don't know, you go by the name HotTopic.
Yeah.
Was Antonio already HotTopic at that time, or did that alter ego not even exist?
No, it didn't exist.
Okay, so we're gonna get to HotTopic.
yeah,
Let's
we gonna
talk to
get to
Antonio
it.
for a while.
Yeah, and it's about to come up now because of the story.
Okay, perfect.
So he walks up and he was like, you going up? I said, nah, I just came to watch. He was like, man, you should go up. You look funny. And I was like, what? At the time when somebody said you look funny, they was, you know what I'm saying?
You take offense to it. You think
they're
they're
back
like,
then in 2010 anyway.
Yeah, you think they're messing with you. They don't think like you've got stage funny, which is a different thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a compliment, really.
You know, back then though, we were saying like no homo.
Right.
So that's when I was like, what? He was like, no homo, not like that. And I was like, all right. And he was like, man, you should go up. You got good stage presence. Because one thing about me, when I hit the stage, I'm going to make sure my outfit on point. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. My outfit going to be on point. Because I understand in comedy, you a sex symbol to somebody in that crowd. I don't care what you look like.
You are the few that actually has that thought about themselves in comedy. You know that, right? Like,
yeah,
most comedians just have this humongous self-esteem issue.
Man, it's women
you
out
cracked
there.
The code.
Them women looking. It's just like being out. If a woman, first thing women look at is our shoes, then they're gonna work their way up. But if for the first couple minutes they looking, they trying to figure out who you are. Be interested. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Yeah.
And I think when a comedian finds their identity, not just their voice in comedy, a lot of the way that they look becomes a static type of a thing. You can think of any comedian right now that is huge. You can almost envision what that person is wearing on stage.
Yep.
And it's almost always the same thing. Outside of like the weird special where everybody wears leather for some fucking reason.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know who started that shit. That's hilarious though.
Eddie
I love
Murphy.
it. Who had a special that was the leather special?
I don't know.
I forgot. I think it was I forgot her name, but it was like
funny.
the special was called the leather special, just because like to pay homage to everybody else that had
all
done
of
it.
them do that. Eddie Murphy did it. Martin did it.
Eddie Murphy did it twice. Delirious and Raw. He was wearing a purple one and a red one.
Martin
I remember that.
They all doing it. I'm like, that's hot up in there, man. I don't know if that's some type of Hollywood thing
I
or what.
also remember, fuck, one of the comedians literally going like halfway through, it's like, this shit's fucking hot, man. Like almost kind of like, hey, dude, this was a mistake, but I
Yeah,
got to get through this whole thing.
for real. Them lights be on cook.
The
For real.
person that I think has by far the most swagger on stage, Cat Williams. He comes out crazy prepared.
That's my dog, man.
Like his hair, the belt buckle, the stage presence. It is a
Cat.
show, man.
Shout out to
Like,
Cat Williams.
hell yeah, dude. Cat Williams is amazing.
Cat paid me well, dog.
Dude,
That's
I
my
love
dog,
Cat
man.
Williams a lot, man. And like
That's the
he's
homie.
one of those comedians that I've probably been following for 15 years and seen every special he's ever done, and every single time he makes me cry laugh, because it's not that his jokes are great. It's great, but he elevates it with the way he is.
Yeah.
Cat Williams is a persona.
That's the homie, dog.
Dude, I love that guy.
Last time he was here. So I've cut his hair 3 times.
So, yeah, you mentioned hair like off camera.
I'm
Are
a
you a
barber.
barber?
Yeah,
Is that
I'm a
what you do?
barber.
Okay.
I'm a barber. And
Because for you got a hat on, but if people like check out his Instagram, you'll see his hair is like on point always.
Stage presence. Stage presence.
So
But
you've
yeah,
done Cat's hair.
That's the homie, man.
Dude, he talked about his perm in one of his specials. That shit was hilarious. He's like, don't be jealous.
That's the homie. Yeah. I just do his goatee, sideburns. If he got a chin strap now, but
So is Cat Texas comedian? Or is he Louisiana based? I don't know where he's from, actually.
Cat from
I know he was in LA at one point, but then
not Ohio.
that's where Dave is.
Cat from not Cleveland. I want to say Cleveland, man.
Is he? I don't know.
say
Sorry,
Cleveland.
Cat. I love you as a comedian. I just don't know a lot about your
I want to
backstory.
say Cleveland. Yeah, I want to say Cleveland. Could be right, could be wrong, but it's somewhere over there. And I think I'm right when I say that. But no, Cat different, but Cat is Cat.
Definitely.
But Cat is Cat.
Cat Williams is one of those people that, and maybe eccentric isn't even the word to explain the type of person he is. He is on the outer fringe of
I was
human,
just about
dude.
to say out there.
Yeah, and not in a bad way. In one of the most beautiful ways you could think of. He's a person that you almost feel like, damn, I wish I could do like an hour in your head just to feel what it is that you feel.
Yeah,
he's one of those people, like the outliers in society. Those people that are just like, you get it on a completely different scale.
And he knows basketball.
Is he a big basketball fan?
Yes, and he know what he's talking about too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he fucked with the entire NBA on one of those roasts, right? Like he messed with Shaq and he messed with Kobe. Everybody, like he was messing with. Like I still laugh when like reels come up of him doing the Shaq's impression falling backwards.
Well, no, that was Kevin.
Was that Kevin Hart doing it?
That was Kevin.
Oh, shit, I mixed it up.
Kevin.
That was Kevin.
Yeah.
So wait, Cat did a completely different thing on Shaq. He did the big dick police officer thing. Was that Kevin too?
That was Kevin.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was Kevin.
What did he do on Shaq? I know he messed with Shaq. I've seen it. I thought it had to do with him being a police officer and shit.
No, Cat. That was Kevin that got him.
Kevin Hart got him on that?
Yeah, real good friends. But Cat knows basketball though.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you into basketball too?
Oh yeah.
Did you play in school?
I played. Yeah, I played.
What position?
Forward.
Was this high school or college too?
High school. High school. I was starting varsity as a sophomore.
Okay. And then, so you were doing pretty well.
Yeah, I was doing good, but I was a better baseball player. I took a scholarship in baseball.
For the Phillies hat? Is that your team?
No. I sports bet, so I don't have a team.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand Las Vegas.
There you go.
Yeah.
Whatever makes the money, right?
Yeah, whatever makes the money.
I don't understand it at all.
Yeah.
I've always been interested and fascinated, but like you open, like FanDuel or DraftKings or whatever, sports, I look at that shit and it just scares me. It's almost like the stock market to me.
Man, let me tell you something, Vegas real.
But you need to have knowledge to kind of get out of there making any money, right?
Yeah.
You can't blindly just keep betting and
it's almost like this too, man. Once you start studying and realizing and studying the lines and the spreads and the over-under, you're gonna look at sports totally different.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like at the end of the game, first down, Green Bay first down on the Lions 2-yard line. And instead of them running it in, they'll kneel the ball 3 times. You're like, damn, y'all could have scored, and that would have helped my bet.
So that gets you pissed off.
Oh man, cost you money.
See, that's probably one of the reasons I don't like getting into it.
It costs you money, and you screaming it. I got a bowl sitting on my um, living room table with paper balls in it that I throw at the TV when I'm mad.
You really get into it. So,
Dude, it's a different world, man.
what sports do you follow, or all of them?
All of them, even hockey. All of them. My favorite is college football.
I've really not met many people in Texas that care about hockey.
Man, that's where the money at too.
Really?
Yeah, bro. They can swing that stick, bro.
All right, you got to teach me something special because I know nothing about this. I'm telling you, it's like the stock market. I'll be looking at the screen going like overs, unders, plus 100s, and minuses.
I try to average at least like 250 a week.
Okay.
250 to 500 a week, man.
That's how much you bet, or are you trying to cash out?
Trying to cash out. Okay. At the end of the month, you sitting at like $2,000, 2,500. That's mortgage money.
That's not bad. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, in your career of betting, are you up or down?
I'm down. This is my second year.
Okay, so you just started messing with
this. I just started. I'm down, but I understand when it's a win is right there too. I understand the mistake or what happened that could have, you know what I'm saying? One thing about it, your first year in sports betting, man, you're gonna be in your feelings. You're a Dallas Cowboy fan. Can't nobody beat the Cowboys. I'm gonna bet on them every time. Okay. Keep thinking that.
So the smarter way is you gotta leave all allegiances at the door and just go with who's winning.
Yes. Be realistic. Straight up.
Because I'm sorry, but if you're betting on the Cowboys, you're losing every year.
You losing every year. This year they doing good. Like this last
That's
game.
what I've been hearing.
Oh man, this last game they had a point spread. They was minus 10.5. I mean, they the favorites to win.
Okay.
Minus 10.5. That means they have, if you're gonna bet on the Cowboys at minus 10.5, which is the spread, they have to win by 11.
It's for you to actually make any money.
Anytime you see the spread 8, plus 8, minus 8. If you bet the minus 8, they got to win by 9.
So if they win by 8, is it a draw or you lost?
It's a push. It's a draw.
Okay, so you don't really lose your money. You just move it over.
Yeah, move it over.
So that's the shit you got to know. Like
that's the stuff because sometimes it might say minus 8.5, but see, you can buy points. If they tie at 8, that 0.5 just screwed you.
And there was something like controversial going on in football, I think, recently, where like a player was on the roster and then last minute got taken off the roster, but there was like videos of him coming off the bus with already like a stint on his hand and stuff. So like they knew he wasn't gonna play, and all the bettors are like pissed off because he was supposed to be like a really good player and stuff.
That can change the spread of the game, man.
It screws everything up.
Screw everything up, bro.
And if the bet's already done, it's done.
It's done. A lot of people will wait to the last 10 minutes to put their bets in.
What's the strategy behind that? Just so like everything
is already laid out.
But then
know who playing and what the spread is.
So 10 minutes before the actual game begins.
Yeah.
Now there are other people that bet during the game, right?
Yeah,
do you do that too?
Live betting. Yeah, I do that. I just did that at Margaritaville Casino this past weekend in Shreveport, and I loved it.
See, that's the thing. Like I've bet a few times on UFC fights. I love UFC. That's what I watch. My problem is that I bet for the guy that I want to win because I'm rooting for the guy, and then always he loses. Every damn time I bet.
It's called fade the public.
My problem
when you see everybody betting on this cat right here, all the money is on this cat right here.
Yeah.
We know this cat gonna win. You think Vegas want to pay out all that money?
No. So you bet the other guy.
Yeah, bro. Fade the public. That's what it's called.
I think my bigger problem is like I like a dude or a female who's in the UFC and fighting, and I don't go through the backstory of the person that their opponent is, and I don't like. I like this dude, but I didn't know John Jones was his opponent and how crazy that guy is, and then kills him in 3 seconds, and you're like, oh, well, there goes my money.
Yeah, it's a lot behind it. You got to look at the last time they fought.
Yeah,
look at what injury they had last fight. It's a lot into it.
And then I just decided to
Earl Spence, his last fight with Crawford.
Right.
Man, we know he wasn't gonna win that.
There's a lot of crazy fights.
The car wreck he had.
Yeah, I know he wasn't gonna win.
It was a lot. He had to lose some weight before it at the last minute. He running in Las Vegas heat up mountains and stuff like that. He was drained.
And the whole weight loss thing, the bigger problem is like if your camp, and I've read about this and I heard about this from like coaches, and like if your camp doesn't know how to rehydrate you prior to the fight,
Right.
you're dead.
Yeah.
Because like if they don't know the right protocol of actually getting you to a point where you can fight,
Mm-hmm.
you'll never make it. Because like that's what the other thing that people don't know is like these guys go through like severe dehydration
They do.
just so they can get onto that scale and weigh in at the right weight, and then they just try to pack in as much fluid as possible,
Yep.
like 24, 48 hours before
Yep.
the fight.
Yep.
And a lot of people have been saying like you should just get rid of this whole weight cutting shit anyways, and just add in maybe different weight classes, broaden the weight classes a little bit more, allow more leniency, because then you would just see people at full force
Right.
fucking each other up, which is
People
kind of what you want to see.
people think if he go back to I think it was like 146, he'll beat Bud. And I'm like, not the way Bud, not what he displayed. That
And
country dude was throwing them haymakers, man.
and the thing is like what is it called? The Monday morning quarterbacking, where
Yeah.
everybody makes their predictions of how you would do this and how you do that. And I always go through like my mind goes through like, but that guy's been trying to do this his entire life. I promise you his intent was not to lose that day.
Right.
So when he comes back, either he's going to annihilate because he figured out where his shortcomings were, or he's just going to get killed again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like Volkanovski's fight, the most recent one
Mm-hmm.
against Islam Makhachev.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that one?
I think I did.
That
think
was
I did,
round
yeah.
two. They were doing
Yeah.
it for the second time, and Islam had beat him the first time, but it was a little controversial. People were just kind of, but this time he knocked him out. Like he fucked him up.
Right.
And I love both of these fighters. They're so intense in the ring, but it kind of cemented it. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
no,
Right.
I
Right.
actually
Right.
did win, and I won. You know, an actual defeat that anybody could look at and be like, yeah, you killed him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that's my favorite part of UFC is like when you have like they're going for the third round. You know, you win one, I win one, and then we go
And
for a
then the
third.
third round. Yeah.
You've learned from each other twice already, and I can't wait to see how you fine tune those little things to actually get the win. Those are so interesting to me to see like a third time going up against each other kind of a thing.
You gotta be a dog to get in that UFC ring. That's tough, man.
You need to be a different type of human.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
Yeah.
would say the same thing.
I get scared when I see a cauliflower ear. I was like, damn.
I almost feel like you can convince way more people to get into a ring and fight another person versus getting on a stage. In theater, in acting, in comedy, anything that is public perception, most people would run a mile away from that more than, because
I would.
getting your ass kicked is still a manly ass thing to do because you climbed into a ring and fought a dude and got your ass kicked.
Fought an animal.
Yeah, and you're like, that's fine. That makes sense. You really weren't supposed to win that fight anyways, because like that's a trained killer and me, a guy that's never been to the gym, let's say.
Right.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked. But it's a manly thing to do to kind of like be like, yeah, I'll do that shit. But getting embarrassed in front of people,
That's crazy.
that can fuck with your brain forever.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. It's like I've always been fascinated by those that allow themselves or actively pursue being in the public eye.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I guess at some
can't.
point I'm doing the exact same thing with this podcast, but
I can't get it now.
not yet. So we stopped off at Louisiana. We sidetracked with a couple of different stories, and you stopped at when the host said, "Are you going up on stage?"
So
And we were going to get into a story from there.
So he goes, I say, yeah, I'm going up. He was like, cool. I'll never forget the dude named Finch Neeson.
Is he still doing comedy?
No. So he was like, cool. He said, what's your name? And I was like, oh shit. I ain't want to tell him Antonio Barnes. So I looked at him and said, HotTopic. And he was like, huh? And I said, HotTopic. He said, man, that's clever. He said, that's catchy. He said, okay. And he wrote it down. I went up, 4x6 card. I kind of memorized the first 3 or whatever. It made him laugh, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm on. It wasn't too far from my mom's house, 5 miles away. I was like, oh, I'm here every weekend. And I wore that place out.
I'm curious. Between LA and Louisiana, did any of the jokes change in the amount of words or
Nope.
the phrasing? Just exactly the same way. So
Exactly the
you
same.
hadn't begun the process of like dissecting your own work and kind of
Nah.
fine tuning it.
Nope. Exact same way.
And so you decide I'm staying in Louisiana. There isn't a big comedy scene, so I can actually make a name for myself and work
And it
as
was a
much as I
nice
want.
club. It was a nice club. I was like, oh, this shit nice. They
Was
got
it
a
only one club that was out there?
yeah, right there in Shreveport Bossier. One club, Funny Bone. I was like, this shit, like
It's still there,
big
right?
stage. No, it's closed down. It's
Fun,
been closed
but
for
there's other Funny
years.
Bones, right?
It's other Funny Bones.
Are there any in
It was one
Louisiana?
in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I don't know if it's still open.
Because I've recently heard about the Funny Bone, so I feel like it's open somewhere.
Virginia has one
Okay.
for sure. I performed in that one. I want to say Cincinnati. I want to say Cincinnati has one, but no, it's Funny Bones around.
Okay.
But the one in Bossier City that was on the boardwalk, that thing was nice. They had a fish tank on the back wall behind the stage. Big fish tank. It was dope.
And so how long did you work out of there from?
For about 3 years.
So no road gigs, just working straight there.
Just right there every weekend. I would cut hair on Friday, get off at 6 o'clock, and drive straight over there just to watch. The manager was cool. Italian guy out of New York, Tony Hill. Topic, come on in. I go right in, watch. It was an opportunity where if somebody didn't show up, I was right there to fill the gap.
There you go.
So I was still going on open mics, performing open mics, and then he said, hey, whichever comedian wins 3 Tuesdays in a row will get to open up for a big headliner. I won 3 weekends in a row. That big headliner came through, which was Eddie Griffin.
I love Eddie Griffin.
Another comic.
Also a fucking king of comedy, dude.
Animal.
Like, if you don't know who Eddie Griffin is, you're sleeping on
Animal.
comedy. Go check him out.
Yeah. So another comic got to open up. And I was pressed. I was pressed about that. So I went to the man. I was like, Tony, what's up? I won 3 weeks in a row open mic. Why I'm not? He's like, no, I'm gonna get you in. Don't worry, Topic, I got you. So I kept going. Man, that dude started fitting me in, and a year went by of me doing comedy there without getting paid, cause I wasn't studying no money. I was making $2,500 a weekend cutting hair. I ain't care about no comedy money.
What kind of hair you cutting for $2,500 a weekend?
Oh yeah, I get money.
Was that like celebrity hair and stuff?
No,
no.
I cut a lot of hair.
So you just quantity.
Yeah,
a ton of haircuts.
Even right now, I have 435 clients on the app right now.
Shit.
Yeah, I cut a lot of hair. If anybody say a barber can't make 100,000 a year, they tripping. Everybody need a haircut. 3 days, your hair done grew back. It's time for a cut.
So do they come to you or do you go to your clients?
Nah, they come to me. I'm in Richardson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm in Richardson.
My barber's in Plano.
Yeah, I'm in Richardson. Shout out to my dog, Manny. Manny Cuts in Richardson.
Shout out to Dean Woodman, my barber.
Yeah, gotta shout the barber out.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hey, man.
Hell yeah. Dean, sorry, I gotta see you. It's been a while.
Gotta shout out the barbers. But nah, man, a year passed by and he came to me and he said, hey, Topic, I've been looking at the time you've been putting in at the club. I want to start paying you now. And I was like, all right. I ain't think nothing of it. I ain't know how much it's gonna be. Shit, man, I was getting $150 a show.
How many shows were you doing a week?
4 a weekend.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
So is that what a host usually gets?
No.
Was that a hosting gig were you doing, or were you
I was hosting.
the headliner? Not the headliner. I'm sorry, the feature.
No, I was hosting, man. But he was showing love. He was like, man, dude, funny. Less hassle.
And you put in the time.
And I put in the time. So
I think
it was a Funny Bone check. And I was like, oh, shit, I got a freaking check from a comedy club.
Discipline. I think that is probably one of the biggest reasons where that man was like, Tony Hill, right?
Yep.
Shout out Tony.
Yeah.
He was like, this guy's here all the time.
All the time.
And he's trying to get stage time. And if I give him a gig, he's going to be here.
I didn't care if I was performing or not. I just loved to laugh. And I was there.
So when Eddie came through, did you host for him?
I ain't do nothing. He gave another comedian that slot. I guess he didn't keep track of who won 3 weekends in a row. You know, Tony kind of ran the Funny Bone.
Have you ever worked with Eddie?
Yeah. Yeah, I worked with him. We did a show in Monroe, Louisiana at the Civic Center. It was a 3-man show, and I featured for him. And at the time, he had a bodyguard named CJ, gold teeth, top and bottom, huge, bald-headed, huge. And I got on stage, and I did his impersonation. He didn't even know I didn't even know I was gonna do it. I just talked about how cool he was, and when he came in my dressing room, "What's up, young buck?" And I looked to the side of the stage, and Eddie over there rolling, bro, laughing just by doing his voice. And he was just cool. I just talked about how we met. So,
That's crazy.
and he long-winded too. Eddie'll give you a 3-hour show, man.
Really? I've never seen him live. I've only seen his specials and
Take
stuff.
a nap before you go. Eddie could go.
I love comedians that always go over. Especially like I don't know what it is. Maybe I've just seen a lot of comedy, but I know when they switch from the material that's been doing for a while
Yeah,
to I'm gonna fuck around because I like this crowd
yeah,
and just try shit and just see what happens. I love that shit so
yeah,
much because you get to see uh, crowds kind of like go through these waves because the comedian doesn't know if that shit's gonna be funny or not. It's just maybe a thought that came on their mind that day, and they're like, I can try it out. It's great when it hits because like everybody's just continuing to laugh and the comedian gets into a groove and you can be there for like 2 hours and you're like, this is awesome.
yeah. You doing your normal set, normal jokes, and then it's something that happened last week that just pop up, and then you throw it. You already got them rolling.
Yeah.
So you got that energy coming at you. So to throw that out there, hell, sometimes we say stuff we don't know we about to say, and it end up being funny.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, is it just hearing it out loud and seeing,
Yeah,
like, for your, not for the crowd, but you as a
but yeah,
comedian, hearing what you thought was going to be funny out loud for the first time?
yeah,
And because, like, it's okay because you've already given the crowd their hour.
yeah.
They've had a blast, and now we can just fuck around.
Now, and you rolling too.
Yeah.
I mean, rolling. Them laughs just automatic, and you rolling. It's crazy. I done said some stuff before, and I'm like, bro, where that come from? Like, for real, where that come from? Even when writing, I done wrote some stuff. I'm like, where that come from, man?
Where does it come from? Speaking to that, where does it come from for you? And I want to get back to your gig of $150 per show because there's a whole story midway there. I want
And
to
the name
continue.
Hot Topic too.
Yes.
So, but it just as comics, we always try to get to the new thing before another comic.
Yeah, I can. I've seen various comics do the same material in their own way, and it's
In their
so
own way.
original that like it's fine.
Yep.
But then, I like COVID was one of those things where it became so fucking repetitive. Everybody talking about, did you get the booster? Didn't you?
Yep.
And you're like, just stop, dude. It's
Yep.
2023. Who gives a fuck
Yep.
anymore?
Yep.
So like that repetitive shit is annoying. But I get why like you want to be first.
Yep.
You want to own
and you
that.
not, because comedy is all recycling history. It's gonna come back around. We're gonna talk about some of the same subjects. That's why I don't get when a lot of comedians be like, "You stole my joke." I'm like, stop. Look, if somebody tell your joke better than you, then maybe you should be a writer. Work on your joke. Stretch. That's what, for me, when I tell mine, I like to stretch mine out. I like to stretch my jokes out.
So recently I got to see, and I'm not going to name the comedians just to be fair to them, but I got to see two different comedians here in Dallas do two very different takes on the JFK assassination. Because it happened here, you know, it's like, and it's been done to death. But the way the one comedian did it was so fucking original and so good that everybody was laughing. All the comedians were crying laughing. The other guy that did it got laughs from the crowd, but didn't impact the comedians. And for me, always the barrier for if you're funny is if you guys are laughing. It's more interesting to me when the comedians are howling laughing at another comic versus the crowd.
It hit different.
Yeah.
Because we've heard it all. So it's like,
and you have to, because if you've been working 13 years, you've been all over, worked with so many comedians. Like funny is on it's almost like building a tolerance to it. Like if you drink a lot, you can drink a lot more, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with, I think if you're a comedian that's been working for a long time, you're so exposed to it forever.
Yeah.
That like that shit hits so different.
And you'll know by the way a comedian say it too, because most people be like, that's funny as hell. If you make a comedian that's heard a lot of it, if you make that person laugh and they say, man, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Then that's some funny shit. If they say the word hilarious, then you know, all right, yeah.
Yeah, if they go beyond funny and using like a specific word to describe their emotion, then you did it. You did something right.
I heard that word so much 2013 at the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition in Oakland. California. 75 comedians, all trying to fight one through first through fifth place.
Wow.
And I heard hilarious so much. Hilarious because we all heard it. And I mean, it was some animals in that competition. It hosted by comedian Nate Jackson, who won the year before.
Okay.
Rip Michaels was in it. Matt Reef was in it. Man, some animals.
You got some crazy names.
Oh, it was some animals in that, man.
That's the fun of comedy competitions where you have to bring your A game, and that and roast battles. I love seeing comedians roast each other.
I love the roast too.
Dude, it's the funniest thing in the world to me to watch roast battles.
Yeah.
Especially like the one that, like the official roast battle, like the ATX one that David Lucas does and is all over the place and stuff.
Yeah.
They actually do full on research about each other and come up with like these just amazing, intricate jokes that hit so fucking hard sometimes that you're just sitting there crying. And then the rebuttals that people come up with on the fly are sometimes funnier.
Yep.
So that's why I love the roast battles. I love the comedy competitions where like well, Dallas was doing it recently, right? Like the funniest man in Dallas or something.
Funniest comic in Texas or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that a lot. I think a lot of politics play a part in that too.
Really?
So, yeah, more than funny.
Okay.
Politics. And that's the side of comedy that I tell people all the time. Sometimes comedy full of shit, bro.
I recently got like I got vindicated to a certain degree because there was an incident that happened in comedy, and I'm not going to go into the details of it, but everybody knows about it, where one guy tried to cancel another guy, and everybody sided with the dude that was trying to cancel him, and nobody sided with the guy that was being canceled. And then like a month ago, a podcast came out that literally vindicated what I've been saying from day one, that like that guy shouldn't have been canceled because he did nothing wrong. It was two fucking comedians fucking with each other. Someone edited a video and made it look like one guy was an asshole and the other guy wasn't an asshole. It's just not the fucking way it works.
Yeah.
And it was like I got vindicated, and I was so happy about that because I was like, I hate when everybody jumps to a conclusion like that because you're trying to ruin somebody's life by building your own. That's fucked up. And I don't like shit like that.
I promise. That's why I kind of say to myself now. Because I got to a point where I was getting into it with comedians over stuff like I wasn't causing it. Nah, because I don't bother nobody. I want to see everybody happy. I done booked a lot of comedians on shows.
Do you do shows in Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. My next one is actually tomorrow. I'm headlining Plano House of Comedy tomorrow.
Cool.
And when the manager called me last week, hey, you have some names you want to put on the show? I sent her a few names.
Oh, no, what I meant is like, is there any shows that you, like there's like the Brownout Comedy that a bunch of like East Asian comedians do. Is there like a show that you started here?
A Touch of Class.
Okay.
I'm on volume 4 now.
So what's A Touch of Class? What's the premise behind it?
The premise behind it is anybody I book, they got to dress up, square toes, button down, tie.
Oh, very nice.
A touch of class. If it's women, I need that dress and them heels on.
And is the audience beckon to the same standard?
No.
Do we dress appropriate too?
No, they can. I mean, it's been some where, you got the outfit in the closet, bust it out, wear it here.
Right.
To the show. But
put on your Sunday best.
For the most part, yes, Sunday best. For the most part, the comics got to be dressed up. Because I know for men, a man in a nice suit, nice square toes, wingtips, whatever, that's going to bring the women out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's the whole part of it is like stage presence. And some of these people been doing comedy longer than me, but I'm like, bro, what are you wearing? You know what I mean? Get dressed. Women gonna be here. That's your biggest supporter, especially in comedy. They buy 6, 7 tickets at a time.
Women.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. So tell me more about this. Do your crowds attract more women versus men, or is it like they're the ones that are just buying the tickets for like the couples all to go out and things like that?
No, mine attract more women.
Okay.
When I'm on flyers and throw shows, not to have no big head, but I attract more women. My guest list tomorrow, women. Yeah.
And this is a Tuesday night show.
It's a Tuesday night show.
But
I told the manager, don't sit them all by each other. Don't do that to me. Don't put them at the same table. Spread it out. I got it in the inbox right
Give me
now.
some time to work.
Yeah, don't do that. You're
That's
gonna make me run
hilarious.
out the back door after the show.
That's awesome. That's so fucking
I
crazy.
said, please don't sit them all by each other. I'm dating them all. Don't do that to me.
Uh,
Look, read.
oh,
Here,
okay.
read. It's
Hang
in
on.
purple. Read the purple.
He actually wrote that shit. So for anybody listening, I just got Hot Topic's phone, and he was showing me the text stream between him and the club manager, I think, or whoever's doing the seating shit tomorrow. That's the best. That's the funniest thing in the world. All right,
It
hold
go
on.
back to the name.
We're gonna go back to. We got to get to this name thing. So why don't we go back to you're making 150 a night. Tony Hill, shout out to you again, is hooking you up after you put in a year of just like free work for this man.
We going to the strip club after the shows. It was crazy because on like Friday nights, I'd be like, Tony, I ain't going out tonight. I'm going home. I had a girlfriend at the time. We lived together. I said, I'm going home, bro. I'm not going out tonight. He'd be like, come on, Topic. This is how he used to get me too. Come on, Topic. I promise, bro. Just one drink. Every time I hear that, I was like, this motherfucker lying. I'm about to be here all night. About to get cussed out when I get home. Got to sleep on the couch. We go to the strip club. I ain't throw no money. I'm falling asleep in the booth. Because I had to be to work on Saturday morning. So
Cutting hair, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, early 5 o'clock in the morning cutting hair. I ain't want to be out after no. Now, Saturday night, I'll kick it. Because I ain't have to cut hair on Sunday.
Okay.
But you keep me out, man. But, yeah, man. The name came. It came in.
So what made you decide to call yourself Hot Topic in that moment?
I ain't want nobody to know who I was if I bummed.
Yeah, but how did Hot Topic come up as a name that just like it
That's
just sprung to your mind?
That's that part of comedy where you don't know what you're gonna say sometimes.
And just the first thing that came to your mind was Hot Topic.
Yep, that was the first thing that came to my mind. And it probably because it was fresh on my brain from when the situation happened with the name, how it came about.
Right.
So yeah, it probably was like a few days before that I was called that.
So okay, tell me that. What's that all about?
Shout out to my boy Catrell Shepherd. That's my homie, and shout out to Steve Bowler. They like brothers to me, right?
Okay.
In Louisiana, painting cars, candy paint on old schools. Did that.
It's like the hot rod work and like
bro.
low riders and stuff.
Yes.
And shit, what do they call
Worked
them when
at
they
the
would like
car-
raise them and put big ass tires under like
just lift kits, donks at the time.
Okay.
At the time, it was called them donks. But we all had old school cars, man. Worked at the car auction. We would get first dibs on the cars that come through. But mainly them 80 models, them 70, 80 models.
Cadillacs and Oldsmobiles and just big trunks, a lot of room to
Yeah.
just modify and put shit in.
Yes. Still to this day.
Still to this day. Growing up in LA, dude, lowrider culture was huge for us, and hot rods. We had a big hot rod community because of PCH. People used to love driving them out there.
I got 5 old schools right now.
Shit.
Yeah, bro. 5 old schools. Clean. But my everyday car is a little gas saver.
That's perfect though, right? It just gets you from point A to point B. Who cares?
If I want to jump out clean, I pull the garage open.
And I saw the car that you came up with. Like, that thing's never dying.
Never,
It'll
bro.
go forever.
$20 ride 2 weeks, man.
It's one of those companies we all know that makes a car that you will die before the car dies.
Low maintenance.
Yep. Change the brakes, change the oil, you're good.
You're good, bro. So one day we at the paint shop, and we all had women,
and this is pre-comedy?
This is pre-comedy.
So you haven't even been hitting on the stage yet?
Nah, I ain't even been hitting the stage. And Catrell goes, so he got a mouthful of spit, first of all. I say, he always talking and doing this. Man, I bet I got more hoes than y'all.
Shop talk.
Shop talk, yes.
Literally, it's shop talk.
Yeah, it is. So Steve like, no, you don't. I'm over here like, I'm playing it cool, and you ain't got more than me. I'm like, bet I do. I was like, bet. Steve, holla, bet. I said, and they was like, what the bet gonna be? I said, whoever stop. Every day you got to bring a different female over here at the shop. Just showing that you kicking it, that you got it like that. It ain't mean you got to be sleeping with it. It's just you got it like that.
Right.
And we started it. I start tomorrow. We gonna boom. So everybody every day, different female. It wasn't at the same time, but as long as you had a female come over there, same, you
I
know what I'm
got it.
saying? Boom, it was happening.
Somebody brings breakfast, somebody brings
Steve,
lunch,
come on
whatever it
now.
is.
Steve fell out first.
He couldn't do it after what? First
Couldn't
day?
do it. It was a few days. He fell out. Cottrell ended up falling out. Shit, man, I went for about 2 weeks.
Shit. That's why
And
you got the name Hot Topic.
and we betted $200 a piece. So the
Okay.
losers had to come up. And after it was all said and done, Cottrell, man, you don't know how to stop it. You the Hot Topic.
There you go.
And I was like, oh. So when I'm sitting down at the comedy club and he asked, I was like, I'm gonna tell him that. That way if I do bad, ain't nobody gonna know me.
Except for your boys if they're in the crowd.
Yeah. Except for them. And they didn't come because I ain't tell nobody. I didn't
So, to that effect, when you were done with that first gig in Louisiana, did you see anybody that you knew? Did anybody end up coming? Like, was there a point to even not using your name?
people was coming to the show that I knew, but I didn't tell them I started no comedy.
No, like, you know how you flew back from LA to Louisiana
Mhm.
and then you. So I know you didn't tell anybody, but was there anybody in the crowd that you did actually know? Do you remember, like, oh shit, I went to school with her or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a good choice to go with Hot Topic.
Yeah.
But did you kill in Louisiana?
I ain't gonna say I killed it. Hell no. I'm gonna say I was funny.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I got some laughs to where I was like, it made me confident. Like, hey, you might can do this.
And how long did it take for you to say you killed it? Like you murdered a crowd? And you know that. You know that feeling where you got off the stage for that first time
I'm
going like, oh
approaching
shit.
13 years.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say at my 10th year, bro.
Which is not it's common. A lot of comedians say it takes about a decade.
Yeah, to where now I can go on a comedy club tonight and they say, hey, you featuring, and I'll be like, all right, cool.
And features 25, right?
Sometime 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a solid hour ready to go?
Yeah.
Nice.
I can go.
So you've got a lot of material.
Yeah. And my first 10 minutes gonna be about what's going on now. Just by it kind of reversed how we said you did that hour. Now you just talking about stuff. But that becomes the beginning now. I can get up there and just talk about what's going on now because people are already following, especially social media.
Yeah, and I remember the night when I saw you, there was like, it was relevancy to Dallas, and you talked about stuff that was going on, and you worked with the crowd a little bit too, and then you went into your. I could tell like you went right into your material at one point because it was just like bangers one after another. Like you could tell like this is connected to that, and it's making you laugh here, and it's gonna make you laugh here, and it's like all this funny shit.
Yeah.
I can know exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's cool, and so it took you 10 years to get there.
Yeah.
And how did you end up working with like the big timers? You know, Ali Sadiq and you worked with Eddie Griffin, and I'm sure you worked with a million people that I don't even know that you've worked with.
Yeah, I got an album in my Facebook that just say comedians, and it's with big name comedians early. My second year in comedy, I was on a Royal Comedy tour in Bossier City, Louisiana. Some more, Bruce, Ornez J, Mark Curry, and it was one other person. Me. It was us five. That was my second year in comedy, bro.
How did that come about?
It was
this all you're still in Louisiana? Because you said
all
3
in
years you were
Louisiana.
there, right?
Man, it was a competition. The radio station threw a competition. Said whatever comedian win, get 5 minutes on this Royal Comedy tour. They was just trying to give back to the local comics.
Okay.
20 comedians at the damn competition.
I thought there'd be more.
And it was 20 because, like I said, the most.
Yeah, but you're in a place
like
that aren't
people.
many people,
exactly.
right? I got you.
So it was one of them things, man. And whoever put it together was like, all right, who want to go first? We sitting in this office space at this long table. Who want to go first? Everybody kept turning and looking at me. Who want to go second? Everybody kept turning, and I was like, oh yeah, y'all threading. Y'all already know I'm about to get this. And I think I picked like 6.
Okay.
I was like, I'll go 6. Man, I got up there and set the bar so high. If you was going behind me, you knew you were about to win. You weren't about to win that. That was all mine.
And you were pretty confident of the 5 before you that not much had happened?
Hell yeah, I was confident. There was some funny cats in there. Some of my homeboys. But I was like, no, I'm about to eat greedy. I got to get this. that big ass arena, man. That arena seat 14,000 people. So I was like, oh, I'm about to get this, and I got it. Yeah. And when I got in
Mhm.
front of all them people, all I can see is the first 3 rows. Everything else was black, and you can just hear laughs.
So that's how the arenas kind of are.
Yeah.
But is it like when you get the whole crowd laughing, is like a big echo in
It's a
there? Like
big echo. So you got to give it time. You got to learn.
the timing, right? It's
It's
very
timing.
different. I've
It
heard
is.
people say this where like
Arena and theaters, you do have to learn the timing on it. Let them get that laugh out before you move on.
yeah,
You
because
know what I mean?
14,000 people versus like 100 people is a huge. There's time that it actually
Mm-hmm.
takes for everybody to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
For
So
real.
was it easy for you to kind of like figure out the timing 2 years into it, or was
Nah.
it you just didn't know at that
Nah, I
point?
was so rapid. I was so fast. I'm like, they only give me 5 minutes. I got to get all this out that I want to get out that I know is funny. And unfortunately, they ended up giving me like 8 minutes and some seconds, and it was
Okay.
funny. And it was funny. So I was like cool with that. I was like, yeah, you can make some money off of making people laugh now. Yeah. Got tired of making people laugh for free anyway. It's like you venting and you mad and they laugh and you're like, hold on, why you laughing? I'm for real. I got a situation going over here and you laughing.
But that's what comedy is. If it's from a place of truth, even though it needs to get bent a little bit in the gray areas and you embellish it a little bit, but like if it comes from a genuine place of something genuine, like truth, then it's always funnier. It's always so much funnier. And like to that point, you're not copying somebody's uh, joke if you're getting amazing laughs from it. That means you've probably got your own twist on it to a point where it's not a copy.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're not, then you're probably copying somebody's work that you
It's a
shouldn't.
thin line. Some people know how to pretend though real good.
It usually comes out sooner or later, though.
Yeah, it do. It come out sooner or later. That just happened on somebody's Netflix special. And boy, did they get exposed. But
I
yeah.
did not know about that.
Yeah.
Someone here?
Nah, they not here. They got a big name and they pull that on the Netflix special out of all places.
To that effect, by the way, big shout out to Ralph Barbosa. His Netflix special is
Killing.
out now, and he's a Texas comedian.
Killing.
You gotta show your love for
Killing.
Ralph Barbosa. He's amazing. I've seen him a couple of times do drop-in shows here, and it's just
Killing.
like he kills, dude.
I
That
pulled
guy
up a flyer
murders.
last night of Ralph, and he's a barber also.
I didn't know that. No shit.
Yeah, barber. Yep, Oak Cliff barber. And I pull up a flyer last night to show someone. It was me, him, and another comedian on that flyer, maybe like 3-4 years ago. And I was like, thing about it is with this comedy, man, any day anybody can blow up.
Yeah.
Any day anybody can blow up. I promise. If you ask him, do you think where you at now from a year ago, you'll be there now? He'll probably say different, bro. Like, nah, bro, this is a real blessing for real.
Yeah.
That's
When
Dave
that
Chappelle's one of Dave Chappelle's favorite comics right now. Ralph.
he was just on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, bro.
And
He killing.
when you get invited to that podcast as a young comedian, it literally is telling the world you have fucking arrived.
Yeah.
Matt Rife was on there.
Yeah.
He got Shane Gillis on there. He had Mark Norman on there. He's had Ralph Barbosa on there. And like those are the young cats in comedy. And Joe's like, the stage is yours.
Yep.
And all of them
I
have
think
fucking
Ralph just
murdered
did
after
like
that.
I think he just did like 20 shows in San Antonio.
Ralph is on this trajectory that will go on forever
Insane.
because he's really fucking funny. And he's so young.
Yep.
So he's got such a long time.
Insane, bro.
I say it all the time, dude. I've seen like Ralph do a drop-in show where he did this entire like 10 minutes about, and I'm not even gonna fuck up the joke and talk about it, but like that 10 minutes, every single minute of it, you were crying laughing.
Yep.
It was so good.
He got a joke about stepfather, and when I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, I can relate to this."
And the thing about Ralph is like he's got stage presence.
Yep.
It's a sleeper one. Like you don't
nonchalant.
It's not
back.
Kevin Hart. It's not Eddie Griffin. It's not like big presence on stage, but he's got a stage presence that is very, very distinct, unique to him.
And standing still.
And it gets you. Like it really engulfs you. Once you get into it with him, which takes about 4 or 5 seconds into him saying hello, it's it. You're on this fucking ride.
He about the same Ali, same way. Get up there and just chill.
No, see, okay, and not in a.
Both of them chilling though. Both of them up there.
But here's the difference between Ali and I think Ralph, and this is a compliment to both.
Right.
One has youthful exuberance and just a very cool and interesting look on things and perspective.
Right. Yep.
Ali brings in fucking hilarity with wisdom,
Yep.
with life
Yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
with when here's the thing, like Ali sitting on a chair, I couldn't imagine him doing comedy any other way because it's like, and it's these very long, beautiful stories that have
Right.
real emotion and depth to them.
Right.
Not that Ralph's doesn't, but Ralph's is just unique to him in a very playful and fun way.
Right.
Whereas
Right.
Ali's is just so multi-layered because the man is in his 50s and had so much more life
And
experience.
it's It's just both
And
have
again, it's a
that.
compliment to both
Oh
men
yeah.
in their
Both just
art.
like take their time and just
Yeah.
the thing with comedy is a lot of people take their time and just believe in them jokes and know they're gonna be funny. But to come up there with that speed, talking slow, and the crowd like really stuck, like listening, and you got them, and then you come with these banging ass punchlines, bro.
And I think it also comes down to like, so how a beautiful voice of a singer, comedians, certain like Ollie's voice, you
Yep.
want him to
Yeah.
talk. It's almost like Morgan Freeman fucking telling a story kind of a thing. Like you really you get into it with him.
Yep.
Same with Ralph. Ralph has this very distinct, it's not an accent or anything, it's a tone, it's the way he speaks.
That's
and
right.
you
So
get
you like
into
tell
it
me
with
more.
him. Yeah, there's something you're like, huh, I want to hear what we have to say and keep talking because it's so fucking funny.
I was cutting hair. Ali did what? 2 shows Friday, 2 Thursdays, 2 Friday.
So he set the record for Addison Improv,
Addison.
right? He did 10 shows
10
total.
shows, yeah.
I think it was 4 Saturday.
It was 3 Saturday, 3 Sunday,
2 and 2
2
Thursday,
and 2.
Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I'm cutting hair Saturday, and it was like 10, 11 a.m. My phone ring. I look at it, say comedian Ali Sadiq. So I answered. I was like, "What's up?" He was like, "Hey, what you doing this weekend?" And I was like, I bought a table for Sunday to come to the show because I had company coming down from Belize, promoter and his wife, and he was like, "If you in town, which you probably ain't, but pull up, do some time." And I was like, "All right, cool." And I was like, "That's crazy." So we hung up. I said, "That's crazy," because the night before at the barbershop, I had his Domino Effect 2 on the TV, letting my client watch it while I was cutting his hair. My client didn't even know who he was. And for him to call me the next day, I was like, man, energy is something else.
That's the thing about Ali is like, I think recently when he was on, again, Joe Rogan's podcast, I think that kind of accelerated him to another level because not that he wasn't a big comedian, but he was a comedian that had his own community. And it was a very big community, loyal supporters, but it wasn't like household name, where I think it's becoming one. And I like that because he's so good.
After Domino Effect too, if people don't know about Ali Sadiq, they don't really know about comedy.
Which is okay. I mean, most people are casual viewers of comedy. They have their 1 or 2 guys or gals that they like. And
but don't get so caught up on the social media stuff. If you really like stand-up comedy,
you need to go to clubs.
Yeah.
You're missing 95% of the funny if all you're doing is flipping through Instagram.
Yeah, because some of these comedians wasting people money at the comedy clubs.
I've walked out of clubs.
Ain't told not one joke.
I've walked out of clubs a couple of times when it's been like big names apparently.
Early in comedy, a guy by the name of Lee Marvin Adams, comedian out of Louisiana, told me it's the difference between people laughing at you and laughing with you. If they laughing at you, you're probably making an ass out of yourself. You know, they laughing with you. It's because you telling some stories and got some punchlines and they enjoying it. And you enjoying it just as much. That's why comedians will tell the same jokes, but we still laughing at it because it's funny.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's one of them things, man.
And I think that it's a difficult thing. Like, I see a lot of young comedians nowadays where a lot of their comedy is just more of an act of them being morons on stage for some reason.
I see it a lot.
And, like, it's you can tell it's deliberate stupidity. You're like, "You can't be that fucking stupid. You're doing it on purpose. You're pandering." And then you see other young comedians like Des O'Neill, we talked about him, where he's got fucking amazing material and he's got stage presence and you
Yep.
can see the guy's dedicated. He's a fucking awesome comedian.
Hmm.
Like people don't know about him yet, but I promise you they will.
Oh yeah,
There's no
and
way
very
you
diverse.
there's no way that everybody shouldn't know about him. And there's a bunch of guys, but we were just talking about him off camera, Des, because so I just brought him back up. But like, he's not he's not one of those jackasses pandering to a crowd.
Right.
He's working on his craft and
Yeah.
giving out solid material. I think that's kind of like it's sad to see those guys because they're gonna be like a bunch of other comedians from probably eras and decades that I didn't follow that came up and went away because they were being laughed at versus people
Laughing
were
with.
coming to laugh
Yeah.
at what you had to say
Yeah.
because it was good.
Yeah. The
Uh,
game ain't gonna if you a good comic, especially like him, the game not gonna leave you out. The game need people like Des O'Neill that's really gonna get up there and tell jokes with punchlines. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, yeah.
Because it's a lot of comics that sit out here and lie. You ask them, man, how much material you got? Can you give me 30? And they be like, yeah, I got 30. They ain't got no 30. They got maybe 10.
And I saw him doing a 3 for 25 at Hyenas, so he
Yeah,
did a solid 25. And I know
exactly.
he could do way more than
Without crowd
25.
work, straight material.
And he, like, Mike Eaton was there, Scott Chris was there, Cheyenne Jahani was there, and Des O'Neill was there. All four of them fucking murdered that night. All four of
Mhm.
them brought their A game. Like, so it wasn't just like some random dudes. This was
Right,
people that were dedicated to this craft that just really
right.
wanted to give you a solid 25 minutes. So
Yep.
yeah, exactly what you're saying. Like, if you told Des give me 45 an hour, I'm probably sure he could do it.
Oh yeah, he gonna
Because
punch it
that
out the window.
25 just felt like it just slid out. Like, no problem. He's done
Yep,
it a billion times.
yep. And it's like we do that, and on the ride headed back to the house, no radio on. You thinking about what you missed out.
Yep.
Damn, I forgot to say this one. Oh, I forgot to say this new one. It would have hit. You know what I mean? That's all right. I'll keep it for the next show.
But I think that's what what will eventually kind of like be the fork in the road between those that make it as amazing artists and those that pen kind of like flame out.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you think you're the shit, you probably aren't. But if you're the person that's always second guessing your work and thinking you could do better, I can take this word out,
Right.
rearrange this, and
Right.
I could have done that, and I should have done that. Then you're always going to be on a path of like being better
Mm-hmm.
because you're never satisfied. And
Never.
if you're not satisfied, that's the as an artist that should be it, right? It's kind of sad to say that you're never satisfied with your work, but it's also how all of us on the outside looking in continue to get great art is by people continuing to second guess their
You
work.
gotta be your biggest critic. Cause
Yeah.
I'm like that now.
And especially with the internet nowadays, there's enough annoying voices that if you aren't your biggest critic, some of those people can get to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll do this to myself. I'm sure after we end, I will sit probably for the rest of the night going like, why didn't I ask that? I could have gotten that, and like because I want to get better too. I don't think I'm good at all. We all kind of know like what the pedestal is.
Right.
You have like whoever in your mind is the best at whatever thing you're trying to do.
Right.
And you're like, oh shit, I'm so far away from even
The biggest thing
being
is
considered the same realm of human.
I think
Not that you're trying to replicate that person, but if you understand what it looks like to succeed in a certain thing,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, that is a huge mountain, and I'm gonna just chip away at it.
Yeah.
But then the people that are like, no, I was always at the top of the mountain, are the ones that just will always fail.
Yeah. Just don't quit.
Is that your like your
Yeah.
thing? It's just like don't quit.
Don't quit. I've seen a lot of comedians thought they wanted to do comedy, fall off.
But if you think about this conversation where you say, hey man, I've been doing it for 13 years, and not that it hasn't happened, but I know in your mind there's something that you're waiting for. Like there's that level that you're
man.
trying to
I was thinking
get
about
to.
that on the way over here. I was like, what are you gonna ask me? Then I was like, I made a Facebook post. Then I saved it to the drafts. I sent it to the drafts. And I was like, because before, I think it was like 2 years ago, I was like, don't quit. I think when they came out with the 25-year anniversary of comedy, All the comedians in one room. I was like, 25 years, and all of them there, and they all had a chance to get some real paper. It's about priorities, though. What you gonna do with that paper when you get it?
Right.
So, but I was like, damn, just keep going, and you'll be in a room just like that in 25 years. It don't matter who bigger than you still gonna be in that room. You gonna be under the same roof, and they gonna know you because we interact with all these comedians. You gonna get to be around them. I never thought I'd be in the same room as Mark Curry, hanging with Mr. Cooper, or Cat Williams, or George Wilborn, on the road with George Wilborn. Never thought I'd be in the same rooms. I'm talking about watching these people on movies, on TV shows. It's like, damn, you in the room with them. It's crazy. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
How'd you get hooked up with Ali Sadiq? Because
Uh,
obviously you knew each other from before. Because
I used
you
to
got
live in
phone numbers
Houston.
and stuff together.
I used to live in Houston for 4 months. I've been through 2 divorces. First one, I was married. We was married for 4 months.
Was that a
Got
COVID divorce?
nah, that wasn't a COVID divorce. I would say COVID took part on that second one, but this was 2014. I had moved out there. I was married 4 months, and I used to hit up open mics. I knew a comedian in Houston named Bryson Brown who currently travels with Bruce Bruce. Been on the road with Bruce Bruce probably about 3 years now, maybe
Okay.
more. That's his feature. Cool cat. Bryson came up under Ali.
Got it.
Ali schooled him. And he'll tell you that's the big dog. That's the big homie. Um, but Bryson always invite me to on Tuesdays the Yallows. Ali would host that. On Wednesdays, Fat Boys. Ali would host that. Both of those were his rooms, and I would go. Tuesday was crazy. It was in Third Ward, Houston, and man, as soon as I walked through the door, it'll be 9 comedians in the corner by the pool table. As soon as I walked through the door, Ali didn't even know me like this. He'd be like, and coming to the stage, Hot Topic. And I'd be like, bro, I ain't even got no drink yet. And I have to go straight to the stage. So I don't know if that was some part of some type of initiation or what. But I go up there and do my thing.
I think it probably was some sort of initiation
Probably
because
was. Ain't no telling how he thinking, bro.
I've heard of stories of like the senior comedian purposefully fucking with the
Yeah,
younger
bro.
cat,
Yeah.
just to kind of like keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
To be like, I'm gonna simulate the situation, but this could actually happen one day on the road where you literally walk in and they're like, get please hurry up.
Yeah.
The guy before you didn't come and
Yeah.
everybody's pissed.
Yeah.
So I mean, big ups to him if he was just like trying to kind of teach you a lesson, early on in the game of like, hey, this is gonna happen one day.
Yeah, bro. It was like that. But through Bryson, that's how
You met
Right.
Ollie through Bryson.
yeah.
Did you end up doing Thursday through Sunday with him?
I just did he called me that Saturday. I was cutting hair.
So you did
Like I
Saturday
said,
night.
and he said the first show at 4:30. And I was like, bet I'm there. I finished cutting. I think I canceled like two haircuts just to get home, freshen up, get my outfit, boom.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I got him the next day. I cut him up on the next day.
So you just did the Saturday night with
I
him.
did the Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, that's right.
After I did the Saturday night,
Because I was there Sunday. I saw you on the Sunday night show. The
yeah,
late
after
show.
I did Saturday, I went up to him and said, hey, appreciate that phone call again. I wasn't looking for Sunday. So I said, so who you got rolling in tomorrow? Because Thursday show, B. Simone featured. Friday, Alfred Kanga featured. Then I got Saturday and I said, so you good tomorrow? You straight on tomorrow? And bro, I'm be honest with you. I don't like asking to be on shows. I like my work to speak for itself. I like to follow rules. See, comedians got certain rules.
Okay.
The headliners, they got certain rules. You know what I mean? They got a way. It's about them. They want their show ran a certain way.
Right, because they're the one drawing in
They the
all
ones
the.
drawing it. So it's either, like for me, I'm humble. I know I'm humble, and I know the humble don't stumble. So I'm gonna stay in my lane. I don't go in the green room. When they in the green room, I don't go in there. They ain't none of my business. I'm gonna sit right in that corner and wait till they call my name. Go up there and do my thing. So that's what it was. And after I asked him, I said, you straight on tomorrow? He said, pull up. And I was like, all right, bet. And left.
There
See,
you go.
I understand that man. That man was locked up in penitentiary, man.
Right.
Trust is hard to come by. After you know, what it 91 through 97 to 97, man was locked up. So that was tough. Hearing them stories, I'd have been locked up 3 times. I ain't doing a whole bunch of time. I got up out of there. I did small shit. I
I
got
got
up out of there.
I got
But it
one
was
time, did 5 days, and
but it was you was in there and you
I
got to
never
see
want to
like
fucking
this is
see that shit again.
see?
And to do 6 years or five
Come on,
years or 20
man.
years or that's a complete like I knew in my head, worst case scenario, I'm home in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
It's a max of two
But
weeks.
when they talking
But they
about
give you
basketball
years,
numbers, come on, man, jersey numbers. But
missing
I
like
but
my
I
kids growing
when I
up and
see
shit.
him
Fuck that.
I understand him. When I see off to itself getting his mind, I understand it. I stay away.
Yeah, like
I saw it a few times that night. I was like, bro said more on the phone to me than he said when he saw me at the club.
and the character of Ali was so present that evening that I got to see him when that dumb motherfucker decided to record him when he wasn't supposed to.
Yep.
And then
Stuff like that.
fucking Ollie went through probably a 10-minute story,
Yep.
and I will not mention the story because it's so goddamn good. And he was doing
Yep.
it for like the first time or something, or the
Yep.
second time, and it's
Yep.
like I won't even
Because it was
mention
gonna be
any
on a
of it.
special.
But like the entire 10 minutes, there's so much fun and depth to it, and you're laughing the whole way, and you can tell he's building you up to this grand finale of the joke that will close out that
Yep.
10 or 15 minutes that he's been telling this beautiful story. And you had to go and fuck it up by
Yep.
recording. And like like everybody knows you don't record.
Yep.
And then for him to have the character of the man, and that's probably time and wisdom and all of that that said, you know what, fuck this. I'm not gonna finish the joke.
Yep.
And he did something completely different. Everybody laughed their
Oh,
ass off.
soon as he stood up on the chair, I already knew what joke he was about to do, and I was like, yeah, they messed that up.
And I honestly was like, damn, that sucks, dude, because like the buildup was so good and I
Yep.
couldn't wait for the finale. And like, again, I won't say anything about the joke because it's that good.
Yep.
But I was like, you know what? I
You understand
actually
it.
appreciate you
Yep.
more for not doing it. As
You
an audience
understand it.
member in a packed house, it sucks because one person ruined it. But let this be a fucking lesson to everybody. One person can ruin it for everyone. And like, that's kind of like prison rules, dude. Like, one person can ruin it for everybody. Now we're all in solitary because
It's
of one
like a
person.
game of blackjack. Somebody take the wrong hit,
There you go. And ruins the
mess
entire
up
table, right?
the entire table and the shoot that's gonna come after.
Yep. And that's the
Yep.
thing is like, there's the long game and the short game. And if you're
Yep.
stuck in the short game, you're going to miss the long game.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, I appreciated him even more for not finishing the joke. And I was like, great. Now I can't wait to see you one day somewhere
Yep.
finish that joke. And you don't know
Yep.
if he's ever going to do it again or not.
He'll probably do it again. He got the tour coming up, the theater tour.
It's such a good joke. But I mean,
Yeah.
the breadth of stories that this man has,
That man
is
got a
like,
lot.
it could literally sit in the back burner for years
Yeah. He got a lot.
because it's so good. So you, through your friend Bryson, you meet up with Ali, you work in some clubs with him, and then here he called you out of nowhere.
Called me out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that, man. Like I said, I had already bought a table. I think I spent like 160, almost 170 for the table for my company that was coming in town. And when he called me, I was like, that's crazy. See, I rep my brand. This is my brand, Godfident. I rep that. God real. And I ain't nothing against people that don't believe in them, but I just say you better have a damn good substitution. I believe in it. You know what I mean? Ain't no way. I don't talk to him on the regular. I don't talk to Ali on the regular.
Right.
That man coming to Dallas and he called me on a Saturday morning. Come on, man. Ain't nobody thinking about me on a Saturday morning. Except my clients.
It's fate.
That's it. So I was like, damn. So the opportunity came. I got to show him, and he just did Tuesday at the Arlington Improv Jive Turkey comedy show.
Yes.
I went just to support and get my laugh on. And he hollered at me then right there. Even after the show, he hollered at me again. And I told him straight up, man, look, I understand where you be coming from. I stay out the way. I let my work speak for itself. I don't like to ask for nothing. I said, but on this tour you got coming up, I know you got a lot of comedians want to get at you and get on it. I said, man, I got flight benefits. I get myself there. I said, just let me set the temperature in the room, and you come up do your thing. He looked at me, said, oh yeah, I'm fucking. Dapped me up, walked off, turned back around again. Said, yeah, topic. All right.
Hey man, am I literally sitting and talking to you as it's happening?
Yeah, bro.
Like I'm literally like I get the feeling that in a year when I ask you to come back to do just like a recap of what's happened in the past year for you,
Yeah, bro.
I feel like you're gonna be like, dude, it happened.
Man walked off, turned back around, and put reinsurance on it. Bet. That's all I need to know.
Hell yeah.
So I was like, boom.
Fuck yeah,
I can
dude.
get myself there.
Cheers to that, man. Hell
I
yeah.
can get myself there, bro.
You have no idea how happy that makes me. Hell yeah, dude.
Be back and tell you about it.
I can't wait to hear about that.
He got Shreveport February 14th.
He's doing a
February
Valentine's Day show.
in February 14th. Yep, in Shreveport. And I already started telling people. I already started putting in the atmosphere. Somebody had already tagged me on Facebook to it because he got a promo video. Somebody had tagged me to it, said, I want to go to this, but he need to have Antonio Born. They tagged me to it, and I saw. I don't even know that person, but they saw me at the Addison Improv.
Dude, you killed that night.
Yeah, I went to work.
It was a memorable evening.
Yeah, I went to work.
It was fun. It was a lot
Because
of
the
fun.
Thursday, what night was that I started?
Saturday, you
Saturday,
said, I think.
20 minutes. And
That was a
then
4:30 show you did.
all three shows was 20 minutes. So I
Okay.
was like, oh, I'm about to eat. But then Sunday, everything got dropped down to 15 minutes.
How come? Because it was like a Sunday show. They just wanted to thinking people want to leave earlier.
Saturday kind of started off, probably started a little bit late. So and then Sunday the first show started at 5:30 instead of 4:30. So they kind of wanted to stay on the same track.
Okay.
But even though I was like, God, I want the 20 minutes, it was still like, chill out. It's still a privilege to even be.
So can I ask you a question? You come in doing a 20 the first night,
Mhm.
and then the next night it's a 15. What are you trimming down? Do you know in your head what wasn't hitting as hard as you wanted to just kind of like remove it, or like because it feels like there's a flow to your work, right?
It
Like how do
is
you kind of like
the transition.
redo like okay, I got to get rid of 5 minutes
I mean, you can take out the last two jokes that you want to do.
and just kind of that takes
Yeah.
out the 5.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
off top, you want to start off strong. You want to come out the blocks flying.
Right.
So at the end, if you don't get to do them two, you know that whole set was fire.
And I feel like you've got a lot of pressure on you because you're setting up the crowd's momentum
Oh, yeah, it's
for
a lot
who's
of
coming
pressure.
up.
It's a lot. But he the type of comic that, man, go out there and be funny. He ain't putting no jurisdiction on your funny.
Oh no, I don't mean that Ali Siddiq, but like you yourself would probably put it on you to kind of like want to bring your A game because
Oh,
you're like,
yeah.
I gotta get these people really
Oh, yeah.
laughing because all that's gonna do is
Oh,
make
yeah.
it the next comedian who's about to do 45 minutes to an hour of work an easier job because everybody's in a good mood.
So I'm going to tell them jokes that I know that's going to crack. I mean, everybody can relate to. And it's sometimes as comedians, we get tired of saying the same jokes. But man, I ain't about to let this good joke die. As soon as I get on stage, no other comic, and I'm looking right in the camera and say, no other comic says this but me. This is mine. I get on stage, DJ playing a song, and I just say, Alexa, stop.
Yeah.
And the crowd, I already know they're gonna laugh at that. So I'm like, oh, okay, they'll let me know what type of crowd I got. I'm about to go at them now.
It's a like a really easy way to kind of get a good laugh out of people because everybody can relate to that shit.
Everybody.
Music's too loud and you're
Yep.
yelling at a device to turn it off.
Yep.
Like everybody just goes when you did that, the first thing that went through my head was like, I argue with that stupid thing every day.
Yep.
It doesn't matter which
Yep.
version you get, you're still arguing with it.
Yep. Google, Alexa, whatever.
Yeah,
So I already know.
so it's a great way for all of us, and I think that's the number one key of a good comedian is how do you get the crowd to connect with you and go
Yeah.
through this story and journey with you, understanding that like, oh, we're doing this together.
Right.
It's a togetherness thing.
Right.
Now, there are some comedians that have been wildly successful with the opposite approach of just like, fuck you guys, and like you're beneath me.
Right.
But it's very,
Right.
very few comedians that can get away with that kind of shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's only the ones that truly don't think anybody is beneath them that can get away with being that kind of like shock comic or whatever the terms they want to put on it.
Right.
So the Treeport show, you're gonna be there with Ollie?
I'm praying on it. I haven't asked him.
That'll be a cool homecoming.
That'd be a very good homecoming, bro. The Cat Williams World War III tour. Not the World War III. I was down there for that. Last time I cut his hair, he was in Shreveport for the Dark Matter. That was his last tour he just did, Dark Matter tour.
Is there gonna be a special coming out of that?
Probably so, yeah. Cat got more specials than anybody anyway, so I wouldn't doubt it if he just leave that hanging out there like
I
that.
love his specials, bro.
But yeah, I had to go down there and cut Mark Curry. He like an uncle to me. Crazy ass dude. That's my nerve right there, man. But
How come?
we get into it every time we see each other. It's
Well,
like an uncle and nephew.
well, what do you guys like? What is the topic usually?
Right. My dog just set in his ways, man. Mark, 62 years old.
Fair enough.
You can't tell him nothing. And you be right and he wrong. It ain't gonna happen.
He's old school. You gotta let it be.
He old, bro. So I had to cut him up, then cut Cat up. But it's like, yeah. I like being around the older comedians. They seasoned. They know. I watch. They
Something
can,
to learn.
yeah. They can make the phone calls. The young cats, man, they ain't everybody for themselves, man. Everybody for it. It's a grimy ass game, man.
Has it become more difficult?
Hell yeah. They threatened by if you funnier than them or not. They don't want to. They ain't gonna book you. You got to make a way for yourself. No matter how many times you done booked them, you still got to make a way for yourself. They'll go behind your back and talk to the promoters of the shows that you put together, that you booked them on, and tell the promoter, man, I can get people in here too. Probably more people than they got. Come on, man. I got you in here. Why you doing that? This game is, bruh, this game crazy. This game crazy. That's why I had to fall back and just start fooling with me and standing. I'm funny. I'm gonna get booked. I ain't worried about them now, bruh. I had expectations on other comics. Like, look, I book you, you book me. I book you, you book me. It ain't like that. Nah.
That's fucked up, man.
This game,
That's not a cool culture.
Bruh. Man, I done got into it with comics. I done had a fight at a comic club before with a promoter.
Is this like a Dallas thing or is it all over the place thing? Because I hate to say it, man. Like, I've gotten to make some good friends in the Austin comedy scene. And there's almost like this opposite effect over there where there's camaraderie where everybody's just trying to. Yeah, there's like sects and divides because it's such a huge scene down there. But like, there's groups of comedians that are doing nothing but trying to help each other make it.
It's like that here too. You got some of the young comics. They got rooms over in like Duncanville and stuff. They booking the same show, be the same lineup. But then to see you and jump in your DM or your inbox like, OG, put me on. No, y'all been booked. Why you ain't book me over there? Well, the pay. I don't worry about the pay. I got a regular job. Don't worry about. I got merch I can sell after the show.
Right.
You know, let me be the answer to. Let me give you the yeah or no. You know what I mean? I get them messages. I leave Wednesday going to Belize. I put a show on in Belize, bro.
Nice.
And I booked a comic in Belize on the show. And I told him, bro, you know why I booked you? He said, man, I don't know. I said, you ever been out of the country doing? Nah, bro. You know why I booked you? He said, nah. I said, bro, because you share my post on Facebook. He said, you lying. I said, nah. Yeah, bro.
An eye for an eye.
This is my second trip over there. I've done 5 tours, USO tours in Germany, bro.
Nice, man. How are those?
Dope. It's for the, it's for the troops.
Yeah, obviously the USO is for our troops, and you go and you just like. Man, but is it a different type of comedy that you do in for the troops? Just the same stuff.
Same stuff, bro. I love it over there. I'm $1 million right now. I move over there. I won't come back
to Germany.
I move over there.
You like Germany that much?
I love it.
What is it about Germany? Holy shit!
It's peaceful. Ain't no crime on us. It's crime, but ain't no crime on streets like here.
Okay.
Them laws are strict. It's cleaner. For one, if I had kids, it would be dope as hell for the kids because in like 4th grade, these kids we learn like 5 different languages.
Okay, because European Union, they want to just kind of like multicultural diversity.
But the only thing I was like iffy on, like the healthcare is free, but you paying it because half of your 40% of your check going towards it.
Yeah, they do tax a lot higher in certain countries in Europe than they do here in the United States.
Yeah. But I get that. I like it over there, man. It's just peaceful, man.
What's the comedy like over there outside of the USO, let's say?
I never hit any comedy over there outside of it.
Okay.
it was already designed and put together.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's all American troops and stuff.
Hmm.
But I've heard about like different comedians that do European tours
They
where
do.
they're not doing USOs and stuff. They're just, in Europe.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
It's tough though. I ain't gonna lie to you. They got this thing called the German stare, and Germans will come to the show, and man, they just like this, and you telling your best jokes, and they just like this.
is it like a cultural divide? Is
I,
it
I
they
think
don't get
so.
what is it?
I think they just
Like is
don't
our
get it.
jokes not hitting because it's
Yeah.
American funny versus like
Yeah.
German funny, which I
Yeah.
have no idea what that actually
Yeah. And I
translates to.
still haven't figured out German funny.
I've never thought of Germans as funny.
Never thought of it. Man, I probably won't figure it out. But far as them troops though,
They
oh
love it.
oh yeah, man. I got people over there, man. It's
That's
love.
awesome.
It's love. But
So Belize, you've done Germany. Where else have you been outside of the country?
on a cruise ship, Royal Caribbean with
How was that?
it was dope as hell because the group is called the Grown and Sexy Cruise. And the annual cruise is always February, Super Bowl week.
Okay.
We talking 1,800 people
On a boat.
in that group.
Holy shit.
But total on the Royal Caribbean, I think it's like 3,000 people. But in that group altogether, going to the activities every night, the different costume parties every night, the parties, the comedy, 1,800.
A cruise ship fits 3,000 people on it?
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. I didn't
Royal
know they were
Caribbean is
that big.
huge, bro. Royal Caribbean is huge.
I never thought of it as that massive of a thing.
Yeah.
So you're entertaining 1,800 people in this group for like 5, 7 days, something like that?
It was only, at the time, it was only one comedy show. Sometimes they'll sneak in two.
Okay.
But
So what are you doing the rest of the time? Just chilling?
chilling, going to the parties,
Just hanging out?
mingling with it. It was like a big family.
Okay.
Everybody was cool, man. Grown people. No crazy stuff going on, no arguing, no nothing. Just a good time, man.
That sounds like a good
I'm
time.
actually trying to work my way up to getting on the doing shows on a cruise. So
how does that work? Like, do you have a booker or an agent that kind of gets you into the cruise ship
I mean, you got to
business?
have everything that they ask for first. It's a list of stuff you got to have. Right
So they have
now,
prerequisites and stuff.
yeah, right
Okay.
now what's holding me up is the shot, man. I don't want to get that vaccine, bro.
They're still requiring it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
Why?
I don't know, bro. I got a homeboy that's on there. As far as I know, the funniest cat on the water right now, traveling comedian A Train, and he is killing it for the people that take cruises. Look on there. If A Train is a comedian, that's your cruise.
You're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a great time.
Yeah. He an animal. He featured for D.L. Hughley for like 11 years.
DL is also one of the funniest fucking people ever.
Yeah.
I love DL.
And he one of those ones where you can picture what he gonna wear.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
every time I think of DL Hughley, I go back to the original Kings of Comedy tour, and they were just so decked out with those beautiful suits, and you're
Yep.
like, they're always gonna be wearing these
Yep.
amazing suits.
And A Train like that. That dude, an animal. He from Jacksonville, Florida. So it's just amazing, bro. Being around these people, being in the same room, being able to touch the same microphone. Not this past November 5th. Last November 5th, I did the Texas Trust Theater in Grand Prairie. The Funnier Than a Mother comedy show. DL was the host.
Nice.
I was on that lineup. Me, Ricky Smiley was the headliner. Tony Baker, Coco Brown, and Donnell Rollins. Yeah. And DL was the host.
How'd it go?
He pissed me off.
DL?
Yeah.
How come?
He's supposed to be the host, right? So the itinerary was sent out like 2 months prior to it. I was excited. Told my mom, she excited. That's one thing I try to do in this comedy game too. I always make sure my mama happy. You know what I mean? So I had the Kings of Comedy DVD. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get them to sign it for my mom, write her name on it, boom. I get there 4 hours early. I'm in my green room, chilling, sipping, get my mind right. Promoter comes in and say, hey, we got a problem. I said, man, please don't tell me nothing. I said, I've been here waiting. Please don't tell me nothing bad. He said, DL don't want to go up first.
How come?
Come to find out, I don't think he liked more than 4 people on the show.
Okay.
But I'm like designed to be on this show. Like the itinerary already, you knew this. So I was like, now I got to go up to a cold stage. Comedians don't like to go up to no cold stage.
Right.
Somebody warm it up. I don't care if you just go up there and show your face. So I had to go up there to a cold stage. I did my thing. Could have did better, but I did my thing. And as I'm walking off the stage, he kind of say, "Young man," he go, "Hey, very fun." And I kind of like snatched away, bro. I was pissed
Damn.
because I was looking forward to him calling my name to come up there.
I get you. Yeah.
I actually had him in my top 5.
You had something vision in your head going.
Yeah, bro. It's one of them things where in comedy, you don't want to meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll go, man, you've been watching this person for years.
I'll put it to you this way. One of the comedians you mentioned, I walked out of his show. It was so bad. I
You
won't say
don't,
his name, but you
yeah, you
mentioned his
don't,
name.
man, you don't want to meet your heroes, man. It's
And I
crazy.
thought he was so good, and I followed him for a long time, and I thought it was amazing. But when you think you're the shit and you ain't,
Yep. Nah, I know that feeling that you felt.
I didn't like it, man. It was just like, it was almost like it was our privilege to be in that person's presence. No, man, we're supposed to have a shared experience together. It's supposed to be fucking funny, not your eminence and shit. Fuck you. You go fuck yourself.
This guy.
People spend hard-earned money to be in that goddamn room with you, and you're fucking wanting them to bow down. Fuck you.
For real.
That's
game.
not okay.
Man, this comedy.
That shit ain't okay.
I never act like that towards people, man.
And then you have like other people that could probably ask for that, but they come out as the most humble motherfucker you ever seen, and you're like, oh, cool. That's somebody that gets it.
Man, I could never act funny towards people like that in a comedy show,
man. Because you forgot the rules of comedy is like all of us came because our life is shitty and we're trying to escape that shittiness, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Everybody's got problems to deal with. That hour or two, whatever it is that you've invested your time into, is meant to be an escape.
Take me away from.
And if it's going to be the exact opposite, if you're going to stand there and gloat about how good your life is and how shitty my life is, first of all, you have no idea. Second, don't do that.
Yeah.
I can get that from the news or Facebook. I came here for us to fucking laugh together. So I walked out.
Man, this game funny.
You don't deserve my time.
This game. Thanksgiving, I was telling my mom how much of this game can be full of shit. And she was like, for real? And I was like, oh yeah. It is more than just getting up there making people laugh. It's more to it.
Because I think the gatekeepers no longer exist. Where if you're doing the late night, where that was the big deal to be a comedian that was featured on the late night shows, that was a big deal. And then it was like getting a TV development show going. And now it's a podcast. Depending on how big of a comedian you are, your podcast will be that like I've made it moment. And then for other people, I don't know what the hell they're thinking. But like the gatekeepers are kind of gone now. So like there isn't a clear line in the sand that says you're an amazing comedian versus you're not. Because you don't know what you're like. YouTube can do crazy numbers, but doesn't translate into anything.
It don't mean nothing.
It could.
It could.
It definitely could. And that just comes down to how good you actually were. If that YouTube special hit and now you're selling out arenas, that means you were just that good. But if it didn't, then maybe you just weren't.
Right.
But it could also be that, the algorithm fucked with you and all the other things that could happen.
But yeah, it's this game wild, bro.
It's crazy.
I say it a lot. People be tripping out when I say that.
Also, I think for the first time, there is an incredibly larger amount of money that can potentially be made if you are one of these comedians that does have a massive podcast and is selling out arenas and has global tours going on. You're making the type of money that comedians never made. So there is this like high branch everybody's trying to go towards, but people don't get that those branches are usually thin and not many can stand on it.
No, not many stand. Like when you doing a comedy club and they adding shows on a Sunday, man, you doing some numbers.
Yeah.
Normally Sunday shows only one show, 7:30. Shit, they adding another show. You got 2 shows on Sunday. Oh, you doing it? 3? Oh, you speaking a different language now.
Oh, and you sold out all of them?
You speaking. That's why I was like with the Ali situation. I was like, oh, this is a different language right here.
Yeah, that's nuts,
I'm
man.
featuring for this man on a Sunday. 3 shows on a Sunday.
And I was at the very last show on a Sunday, and it was packed.
Yep.
It was packed.
A 9:45 show on a Sunday.
And there was, and it was so cool. I remember I wrote to one of my comedian friends. I was like, dude, I look so awkward in this room right now because I was in a sea of people that were so very nicely dressed because they were out for a great. But I'm just trying to like scope out talent and just see
Right.
what's going on.
Right.
So I'm just kind of like dressed like this.
Oh, I wouldn't have got dressed either.
So I wrote to my friend and I was like, dude,
Sunday at
I feel
9:45.
so awkward. All these people are so beautifully dressed and I'm just like in sweats. It was hilarious to me, but only to me, I think.
Yeah.
But that was why I was saying that. Is like people actually came out for that, not as like a last minute thing. No, they were dressed.
They were dressed and
They
bought
went to
tickets
dinner
early.
before, and they were
Yep.
there in line. And it was kind of a rainy day too, and people were still there,
Sure was.
ready to have a great time.
Experience.
It was awesome. And I was so happy when he said like, dude, I just beat a record that nobody's ever done before. I did 10 shows at the Addison Improv, and like just you said, like a 9:45 show on a Sunday that usually doesn't happen.
Nah. When I heard 4:30 on a Saturday, I was like, okay.
That's crazy too. That's like a matinee show, man.
I was like, okay. Yeah, that's wild.
And it was sold out?
Yeah.
Was it a crazy crowd too?
Yeah.
Like they were into it?
Crunk. Crunk.
So that's the crowd that was like, all right, we go to the show and then we go to dinner.
Yep. I was like, that's wild. 4:30 on a Saturday.
That's awesome though.
It's different language.
You're a different breed of comedian at
Yep.
that point, or different breed of person. Screw it.
Yep.
Like it doesn't matter, you know. You did it.
Yep.
You
To be a part of that, that's big.
I think it's just starting.
Oh yeah,
I
man.
think it's just starting,
What's
man.
crazy is I feel it. Like I'm right there, and it's like I don't have to reach, and I don't have to try to do much.
I think you just got to keep going.
Keep going.
I think you're
You
there.
funny. I see what they doing. Yeah, you got a bigger follow. I only got 13,000 followers on Instagram. Some of these folks got 120. I done been on shows with them. Some of you got 1 million followers. I done been on shows with them, and they ain't told not one punchline joke. Stand-up comedy still need comedy with punchline jokes in a story and transition.
You want to gauge if those 1 million followers actually mean shit? Post that you're going to be in a city and see how many tickets you can actually sell, and just post to your social media. Don't tag the club or its people, just your social media. See if you actually translate that 1 million into anything.
Some of them still do numbers, bro. I gotta be honest. Some still do numbers, but at the same time, people who come to see stand-up comedy, I've been on shows with them same comics. I ain't gonna name drop, but after the shows, people come be like, man, you was funnier than who I came to see. And I'd be like, nah, the whole show was funny. I just played humbleness, you know what I'm saying? But I know the truth too. Thing about it is with the videos, you can say stop, cut.
Right.
Videos only 1:30, but when the club say you got to do 30 minutes, what you got? You ain't got nothing.
And some of that maybe like everybody has off nights. Possibly.
Nah, they
some of that is
trash,
an
bro.
off night. All right.
They trash.
Again, you have a very
Yeah.
different perspective. Seasoned comedian that's been doing it for a long time. You can probably spot that out.
Yeah, that's about that, bro.
I just try to give people benefit of the doubt.
I used to, but I stopped when they was like, man, you funny on stage. I'm gonna take you with me.
And
I'm gonna
then
get, and they don't. But then they'll take your jokes with them. Yeah, they'll take your jokes with them.
yeah.
I ain't gonna name drop. Somebody else out there saying something that I say, and I'm like, come on, bro, you tripping.
And that because the person's bigger than you, or
Yeah, because they got a bigger name, bigger following. But I'm like, come on, bro, don't do that.
that's okay. Let it be.
It's tough though when you like, no, hold on, I've been working for this. In 2 years, you done gained this following because you always on the internet, and then now you out here saying, no, I ain't rolling like that. Now they got personal.
It's okay, but like, all right. To that effect, though, The only thing that's happening is you're getting pissed off about it while that person's just not even giving it a second thought.
Yeah, but they got to be
Isn't
checked
that
on it
that
though.
should make you angry? Like,
It do.
that person's stealing your time and your joke.
It do.
The only thing you can get back is your time.
Take me on the road with you. Throw me some shows. I can help you. You know, tell me about your story, how you grew up, and I'll help you write some jokes and put a twist on it. Use your own. Yeah.
That is a thing that I've heard that, like, a lot of people get kind of like TikTok famous and they're funny on the internet, but it doesn't translate to shows. They'll sell tickets, but the people that are like
Nah, not
hosting
true.
and headline and featuring are
Killing them.
killing them because they're like the local guys that are
Killing
really
them.
good, and it's just like a name that has
Nothing
10 million
against
people
them.
on Instagram or whatever just comes through.
Nothing against them. Man, if I was in that type of position where I didn't get it out the mud, starting from open mics, and all of a sudden somebody wanna, cause comedy clubs don't care like that no more. They just wanna see who name gonna put asses in the seats, not knowing you done put a monster with this internet comedian, and you giving this monster 20 minutes on stage, and then this internet comedian gotta do 30. This monster about to eat it
I
up.
feel so bad for those internet comedian guys.
Oh, I got
though.
one coming up December 28th in Little Rock, Arkansas.
It's funny though, like once in a while they do have true talent that does translate. It's extremely rare. It does happen once in a blue moon, but like 99% of them, you're really good at what you do on the internet
You're
and
really good.
stick to it.
Yeah.
Cuz
Yeah.
like there's nothing wrong with that being your craft of funny. There's a humongous audience for it. All of us
Right.
fucking ingest that shit on a never-ending basis of like what's
Right.
funny on the internet.
Right.
Like so that's great. Kick it in your lane.
I used to always say they doing what we want to do and we doing what they want to do. Because think about it. A lot of comedians that are funny on stage, that's doing stand-up comedy, they end up doing movies.
Yeah, or sketches
Or
and things
sketches.
like that.
Yeah, they end up doing it. So, but for them, because of the way the internet is designed nowadays, they doing these funny videos, a minute, minute and a half, cut it. We laughed at it, cool. Ain't no telling how many takes they took.
Well, yeah.
But on stage, you get one take. It don't work. You got to move on.
And the other thing that most of them don't know because they don't do it to a live audience is to pivot. They don't know if like shit don't work. How do I get you back with me instead of digging this hole even further? Because you see it. You see a comedian that like has this entire 10-minute thing in their head, doesn't work for the first minute of it, and then they'll do the other 9 thinking they're gonna, and you're like, no, you lost them there.
Right.
Cut it.
Cut
do
it.
some real quick
Move
crowd
on.
work. Fuck with somebody in the crowd. Get him back on your side if that's what your strong suit is, or whatever it is that like is your pivot point. And I've seen it happen live in comedy clubs where a comedian just it doesn't hit, they pivot, and then they bring it back, and then the next 15 minutes they just murder the stage, and everybody's crying. You're like, okay, see, this guy's been in this situation before, and they know what they're doing. They don't have any idea of that because, like you said, they get to cut, redo, edit, and then fix it the way they think it works.
Right.
And also, like, how many of those videos hit versus like how many hundreds of them don't? Like how many do you keep doing over and like repetition is stage time. It's the same translation. I don't know. Comedy's interesting, but like your perspective on it is, it's interesting, more interesting because you have 13 years of experience and you've seen a lot of like the great side of it where there's camaraderie, where somebody puts you on a stage, sees that you're great, and just like keeps using you when they're in town and wanting you to be promoted with them. And then you see the other side of it where like people say they will do things and then just flake out on you.
Man, I've seen it. I've experienced it. And it's sad, bro. Like for real.
I've had that happen to me with the podcast where like someone has said they will do it and they just completely ghost me on it. I have respect for those that don't answer my DM or say, hey, sorry, I just not interested at this time or just can't do it right now. You're like, cool, that works, done. But like to say you will do something, get someone excited about the prospect of sitting and speaking with you, and then just like ghost. Yep. What the fuck? I'm not dating you,
bro. That's why I'm more on the business side of comedy. That's why I say I'm gonna get booked. I don't care if I don't care if some other comics don't throw me no alley hoop. I'm gonna get booked. You know I get booked because I do good business.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just naturally in me. On my way over here, my ETA.
Yeah,
Simple
exactly.
stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like that. It's a business side. If I was to open up a comedy club, that's on my blueprint. That's on my vision board.
See on the itinerary one day.
I'm gonna
Hell yeah.
stop doing comedy.
You just want to be a club owner
Yeah, bro.
and promote and just bring
Yeah,
in comedy.
yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be cool. Would you do it
Hell
here in
yeah.
Dallas or Louisiana?
I want to be north towards like Princeton, Aubrey, Prosper area. I want to be
Okay.
out there.
How come over there?
I like towards like the country. I want to be out that way anyway.
Okay.
So
That'd
yeah,
be interesting though.
yeah. I want to be out that way.
That's
Melissa, Anna, out that way
that's the cool thing
because
about
it's growing.
Dallas. It's so big and
It's so
continues to
big.
keep getting bigger and bigger that there's a lot of room for comedy here.
Yep,
There's a lot of room
yep,
for a lot of good entertainment here, to
yep.
be honest.
Because they got an improv in Addison, they got an improv in Arlington. Put another one out that way.
And
Texas big. They say by 2028, Texas is gonna have more residents than New York.
Probably.
Yeah.
They're saying Dallas is on track to be the largest metropolitan city by
Yes,
like
bro.
2035 or something. We're
Yes.
going to be bigger than all the other cities in the state,
Yes.
which is awesome. I love that idea. It would be
Yes.
fun to do, like, but
When I heard
coming from a
Universal
big city-
Studios was getting built, I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, this big.
it's going to, yeah. And Texas is growing.
PGA Tour, I was like, oh yeah, this big.
It's going to be fun.
So I plan on being like right now. If I got to get on stage and host because we don't have a host that weekend, then I'll do that. But other than that, I want a club, man, and I'm gonna step back from the mic
That's going to be interesting.
because it's a cash cow business, man. Comedy.
Your idea for a club, how would you want it to be run? It'd be sad to see you quit comedy. I hope you're not going to do it for another like 10 years or something, man.
It's
Because
money.
I
in
think
it,
there's a
man.
lot of funny left in you.
It is, but it's money in it too.
True.
I want to prop my feet up. I don't even want to be rich. I want to just be. I'm ready to prop my feet up, man. So,
What does your dream club look like? How big is it?
seat maybe like 250, 300.
Okay.
Something comfortable.
One room?
One room. Yep. Open space where you can easy access to see in the comments.
You're going to do food?
I'm gonna do food. That's
Can
how they make their money.
Can you do good food?
Cause they ain't doing good food. Huh?
No comedy club has good food.
I ain't
in
gonna lie.
Dallas, man.
I ain't gonna lie. That burger at Addison Improv is good.
It's all right.
I had that burger. That burger was smashing, bro. That burger was smashing.
It was all right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
like
feel
that
like
burger.
if somebody elevated food at a comedy club, it'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm putting my auntie in the kitchen to do some chicken.
Oh, hell yeah. See?
Some
See?
fried chicken to
You
drive
get
the
an
comedy.
old school woman that knows how to
Not
cook
no
in
wings.
that kitchen.
Not no
Oh, hell
wings.
yeah.
Fried chicken, like with the man.
And she probably has a Louisiana like
Yeah.
recipe.
Yeah.
That's hot chicken and
Yeah.
it's good. Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Straight out the grease, man.
Just put it on
When
two
you take that
brioche
bite,
buns and some pickles on there.
That chicken with the hot sauce, take your mind away from what's going on up there. Yeah. Nah, it's gotta have good. That's how they make their money anyway. 2-item minimum.
That and alcohol, right? I'm sure
Yeah.
the alcohol is like a good way to.
Yeah.
Plus, you want to sell the alcohol because like people get in a better mood.
They'll paper the whole room, and just 2-item minimum. They just gave away tickets, just mailing tickets.
Yeah, like I mean, Hyenas 3 for $25. Those are free shows on Thursday. You just
Yeah.
reserve and go.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of them like that all over the place. Their money comes in from doing
Food and drink.
food and drink.
Yeah.
Just do better food.
Yeah.
Just do better food, please.
Yeah.
I'll be at that club every week.
That would be dope if comedy clubs had better food.
I think so. Or just don't do food at all. Make it the stand. But like, if you're gonna be losing money on it, then do food. But you can do. It doesn't have to be expensive food. It could still be good food.
Good food, yeah.
Like you said, fried chicken. You could do good fried chicken if you have a good recipe.
A good pasta hit too,
There you go.
with 3 different cheeses. A good pasta.
Or maybe do some like really good desserts. You'll probably end up selling a
Banana
lot
pudding.
of money on desserts. Hot fudge sundaes, banana pudding. I don't know, like a good cheesecake.
Yep.
That's
That's a good one.
a good pie.
A good cheesecake.
Like I don't
That'd be
know,
a top seller.
like a mulberry pie or something.
Yeah,
Something good.
That'd be a
Cheesecake,
top seller.
definitely a good cheesecake that has a
Yeah.
good like compote on it or a preserve on it.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, that'd be
I like
killing.
food, but like I'm crazy about food. So when I go to comedy clubs, I usually
That'd
eat
be
and
dope.
then go.
Because you got a lot of people like dudes, a lot of dudes that go to strip clubs because they got good food.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I never been a strip club type cat
So I've
myself.
been to 2 strip clubs in my entire life. One when I was 18, one when I turned 21, and that kind of ended it. I never wanted to go back. I didn't get it.
I fell asleep in the strip club.
I just didn't get
I
it. I
got
was
kicked
like,
out.
all right, if I'm gonna spend this much money, just get a fucking hooker and be done with it. Or
Stay at
go to
home.
a club and spend that kind of money
Yeah.
and try to hook up a girl.
Yeah.
Whatever your method is to, but like, it just feels so dirty.
It do.
It feels
It do.
I'm sorry for the people that like strip clubs,
do.
and I don't want to offend anybody, but like, I feel like
I do. You
I feel
nasty.
dirty after that shit, dude. I'm like, ah.
You gotta sanitize your hands when you walk out.
Yeah, you kind of want to burn all your
The money got
clothes,
germs on it already.
and like nobody's there because they really want to be.
Leave out smelling like the struggle.
Like I feel like a strip club is like the owners don't want to be there, the customers don't want to be there,
The chicks
strippers
definitely don't
want
want to be there.
Nobody, fucking the janitorial staff definitely doesn't want to fucking be there.
Yeah, they don't want to be there.
Nobody wants to be there, and everybody's just like stuck in this miserable state. Even the customers aren't happy. I've never seen a strip club customer be happy.
Bro, I be throwing $1 at a time, man. I can't just throw away my money like that. I'd rather sports bet.
Honestly, I thought after like the internet and porn, strip clubs would go away because nobody would want to go to them anymore.
Right.
But apparently not.
No, they still going. They
But
throwing
apparently
big money.
people think this is great entertainment.
They throwing big money now. But
fuck that. Go to a comedy club. It's more fun.
They just got to get better food.
Comedy clubs definitely need to get better food. I think that would make it.
We could protest that.
Ain't gonna change nothing.
You know, Addison right there by Jimmy John's. Come on, man. I like Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can cater if you want to do that as an option, whatever. But like, step up your fucking game with food, man. Yeah. You'll make more money.
I'm tired of the chicken tenders.
Because like when you go to a place, you talk about everything, not just the comedian. Like if Addison is clean and nice, you want to be there. The staff is cool, like whatever, you want to go.
Right.
And if the food was great and the alcohol was a little heavy on the alcohol,
want to go even more.
You're gonna tell all your buddies about it, and people are gonna be like, okay, even if the comedy sucks, which it usually doesn't, the food's great and the alcohol is heavy on alcohol.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get a good meal, get fucked up, and probably have a good laugh.
Man, all they gotta do is put like 3 different flavor daiquiris in there. People be leaning.
Yeah, you need to open a club one day.
Yeah.
Also, another thing that I want to see more of, there was a few of them that
I'm gonna name it Rib Cage Funny.
Rib Cage Funny.
And we're gonna have ribs. The kitchen will have ribs and fries. And it's gonna be called Rib Cage Funny.
By the way, this is Texas, so you can't fuck up that barbecue.
Nah.
You know how hard it is.
Bro, here. I got a homeboy I already told. I said, bro, open a comedy club. I need your sauce in there. He make his own sauce. He from Louisiana. He live in Frisco.
Okay.
Body Rock Barbecue.
That sounds good.
That's his name, Body Rock Barbecue on Instagram. Body Rock Barbecue.
Shout out to Body Rock Barbecue.
Yeah.
My best friend lives in Frisco, so we'll go check him out.
He got a sauce, bro. I put this sauce on everything.
Does he sell that sauce?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's on his Instagram, bro. I put that sauce on everything. I'll go to Wendy's and buy their nuggets just to come home and put the sauce on there. Lady at the window, like, sir, you eat sauce? No, it's at the house already.
Now you're making me hungry.
Yeah, bro. Body Rock.
That's the one thing I love about living in Texas. Good barbecue.
Yeah.
There's so much good barbecue.
There's a lot.
So many options.
When I hear other cities say, we got the best barbecue, I'd be like, stop. Texas got that in the chokehold.
I don't know. Maybe someplace might, but like
Memphis got good barbecue.
LA's not competing for barbecue.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not putting that.
Nothing against LA. We got like great food over there, but not
tacos.
Hell yeah. By the way, like your Mexican food is so bad here. And it's nothing against the Mexican people that are cooking it. I get it. These poor people have adapted to this Tex-Mex bullshit.
Yeah.
That everybody likes here because you guys don't like authentic Mexican food for some reason.
Yeah.
It's not real. It just doesn't taste. I don't know. Yeah. Coming from LA, where like a spicy sauce was actually spicy. And like the flavors were.
Yeah.
You felt like a grandma made it in her kitchen, kind of a thing. You don't get any of that here.
Where you go? And I'm gonna tell you a spot that I go to.
Man, okay. So the best tortas and tacos I had was in this spot in Louisville called Tacos DFW. They made it out of a gas station. That was the best.
Some gas station.
And I've tried a bunch of other spots.
All right. So
That was one of the best
I used to eat.
Texas ones.
I used to eat OMG tacos in Richardson off 75.
They're good?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
OMG. But now I done slid down the street to Nueve Leon.
Nueve Leon. All right, I'm going to remember this.
Say, man.
They're good?
Yeah, they got the deep fried tacos. The
Oh, hell
Berea.
yeah.
Go, bro. I promise you'll call me.
Okay, I'm going to go check them out.
I promise you. And get that. I promise you going to call me.
Definitely.
In Richardson, Nueve Leon. I'm hooked. Hooked.
Chicken, pork, or carne asada? What do you like?
All of it.
All of it's good? If the chicken's good at a Mexican restaurant, everything else is good.
All of it.
Like, when they say chicken has no flavor, go have it at a really good Mexican spot.
It was a place in Garland I was going to, not too far from. They had the carne asada, but I don't like fat on my.
On your meat?
Yeah, I don't like a lot of fat on there. And they had a little bit there.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I like fatty meat.
It was a hit and miss. But when my coworker told me about Nueve Leon, I backed off a few times, like just kind of brushed it out, whatever, because I was hooked on OMG.
Right.
But when I went over there, I got it to go. I sat down to make sure everything was right in there. Took a bite. I ain't leave. I called him. I said, bro. He said, I told you. And I've been telling people about it.
All right.
I took my company from Belize to
Nueva Leon.
Yeah.
I gotta try this out. Okay.
Yeah.
Do they Uber Eats?
Yeah. Huh?
Do they do Uber Eats and stuff?
They did the breed. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully
they'll deliver here.
Fire. Hopefully they sponsor me for putting this out there.
Seriously, like get with Hot Topic on this. He needs
goodness,
tacos for life, at least.
Man.
All right, I think we're doing tacos tomorrow.
Yeah, bro.
Hell yeah.
Taco Tuesday.
That sounds awesome. Hey, it's Tuesday. Taco Tuesdays.
Listen to Migos song. They got a song called Taco Tuesday.
Do they really?
Yeah, it's jam too. Yeah, jam too.
That's hilarious.
Do you little two-step to it while you eating a burrito.
So that's the end game, huh? Open up your own club.
Yeah,
setting it up like
that's
that.
What because I understand the business side of it. Comedy really be it
maybe
really be
Nuevo Leon will do your catering at that point.
Come on, man.
Oh,
tacos
and
I haven't saw that a comedy club with tacos.
But if you think about it, they're usually quick to eat, especially if they're the soft ones.
And you'll order more.
And they don't go everywhere.
Nope.
And you can
roll it up.
Yeah, and
all fancy.
The way I'm thinking about it is like if I'm doing tacos and beer at a comedy club, I'm gonna be eating tacos and beer all night at a comedy club.
Yep.
Especially if they're good tacos.
Yep.
Hell yeah. And you got like a good draft selection.
That's a catch, bro.
You done.
That's a catch. You mess around and flush down 9 tacos on accident.
Yeah. And your girl will have 4 or 5, and the rest of the group will have like 30 total. And now $1.50 a taco or $2 a taco. And there you go.
And a window outside of the comedy club. When you come out, you get something to go.
There you go.
My mind be.
You give them like chips and salsa to go or something.
Give it, yeah. Because that ain't nothing.
It's just tortillas.
Yeah,
there's nothing there.
That's a catch, man, for Texas too. Comedy club, and then a to-go outside window. Take it to the house with you. Soak up some of that liquor you just drunk in there.
That shit would be hilarious, though.
Hey, matter of fact, I got an idea, man.
What's up?
A Taco Tuesday comedy spot.
Hey, that would be cool.
My mind racing.
You could start a show like that.
What? I'll put that shit in my backyard, bro.
Get a taco truck to come out.
Put it in my backyard.
That'd be cool.
Let them park the truck right there in the backyard, bro. I just need $150 for the night.
You get a couple of Latin comedians to come out. Get a couple of like black comedians, Indian comedians, just like a diversity thing. Just like mix of everybody. So they'll get all their crowds out there to eat the tacos, and you just have a banging night.
Yep.
That'd be fun.
It'd be dope as hell. Can't go wrong with tacos.
Comedy on wheels. That should be hilarious.
Put some elotes out there too.
Oh, hell yes. For those that don't know, that is the Mexican corn that has all the amazing stuff on it. You can either get it in the cup or you can get it on the cob. But it's so good.
I did a video on Instagram. I'm going to tag you to it. It's funny as hell. I call it Ebola. It's funny as hell. Because I went to Fuel City Taco for the first time.
Okay.
And they got them down there. I saw everybody getting the white cups. And I was like, man, what is that? I knew what it was. But I was like, the comedy in me was like, what is this? So I asked this ghetto chick, hey, what was that? She's like, you don't know what this is? Ebola. And I was like, what?
Ebola?
Yeah, because she said it so fast. So I kind of ran with it. The video funny as hell.
That sounds hilarious though.
It's funny, bro.
And it's good food.
Yeah.
It's good food. It looks good.
Had the little white powder on there. I was like, this crack. What is this?
This is why I like food from different cultures.
Spicy.
They got good
It was
flavors.
choking me. I was like, oh, whatever in that cup is biting back.
And it's good, right?
Yeah, bro.
By the way, what is with Texas jalapenos? Why are they on another level of crazy?
They like stupid huge too.
And they're stupid spicy too sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the ones we got in LA in California, they were jalapenos. Like not that spicy, but once in a while you get a jalapeno here, like it makes you cry. It's so bad.
Hey, they got one at Hutchins Barbecue in Frisco.
Love Hutchins.
The Texas Twinkie.
That's the best. Yeah. We get it every time. When I go to my best friend's house and we want to order Hutchins.
Yeah.
One of us will just grab it on the way and just drive over there, and you have to get
that big ass.
Yep.
With bacon wrapped around it.
And the cream cheese in there. It's so good. Hutchins and Heart 8 are my two favorite places here for barbecue.
Cool. I like Heart 8. That's a duck off spot. If you want to take fellas, if you want to take a female there, it's a duck off spot. Heart 8.
Yeah, it's a good plot.
Yeah.
It's in Louisville. It's awesome. It's just like off, really busy place too.
Yeah.
And they do completely different types of barbecue. One is
They
like
do.
heavier on the smoke, and the other one is more of sauce and kind of like.
Oh, Heart 8. Your whole outfit gonna smell like smoke when you come out of there.
Because you're walking through the line and the smoke is right in there. They're literally smoking in the middle of the damn restaurant.
They smoking your ass. So you.
Yeah. There's no way you come out of there like not smelling like smoked bacon.
Don't put cologne on when you.
There's no point.
Wasting your money. About to come out and smell like the number 8.
But you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
Really good. Their turkey's good too. My kid loves their turkey.
Oh yeah.
He gets it every time we go there. He loves the turkey from Heart 8.
They have a banana pudding.
One of you can sponsor him, and one of you can sponsor me. We love you both.
Yeah, put us on.
We got no problem. Just I'll put it right here on the table next time.
That would be dope.
I know, but like people don't like eating on podcasts because like you get the whole nom 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 thing, and people want to listen to you talk.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those like big no-nos on podcasts because this thing is gonna pick up every single. It's gonna become like one of those ASMR. There's people that eat food on camera. That's all they do.
Yeah.
Which I never understood why.
But we can eat it before. We can eat it before.
Hell yeah.
And then while we talking, it's still there.
1 year anniversary. I'll grab some barbecue, we'll get some food, and then we'll sit down and chop up what happened in a year. That'll be an interesting episode.
Yeah, it'd be dope.
Hopefully by then one of them will be sponsoring you.
That'd be dope.
That'd be awesome.
I'll let them.
That'd be funny though. Barbecue company sponsoring.
I'm gonna go show them this podcast. So
we'll tag them in there for sure.
For
I'll turn this into a clip somehow.
For real.
So I don't know. Like I said, I don't do any research on my comedians prior to them coming on, other than just seeing you on the stage. Do you have a special out? Have you recorded one? Do you have one in mind of doing?
I got one in mind, and it's just basically gonna be tell the truth.
Okay. And when do you is there kind of like goals of how milestones of like what you want to do to actually record it and get it out there?
Man, I just want to make sure it's right. I just want to make sure the material right. I don't care if I've been saying the material for 5 years. I want to make sure if I do a special, I don't care if it's uploaded on YouTube or whatever. I want that transition. I want that flow. I want the room to be set up right. The stage to be set up right. I want it right.
Okay.
I don't want to just put something out there. Yeah, you got a lot of comics doing that. Nothing against it. More power to you. But I want mine right to where when I do it and then people see it, they like, oh yeah. To the T.
And to get to that point, are you like you got a plan formulated of how you want to get there?
I'm building up to it.
Just working.
Yeah.
Just being out there.
Yeah. And I'm adding more to my resume. I got a long resume. No lie. I looked at my bio today and I was like, yo, you got a nice little bio, man. So, but it won't be long. Like I'm to that point where any day now. I got a homeboy that told me a long time ago, shout out to Juice. Every time I post something, he comment and they say, I told you so.
Right.
It's like he feeling it. He's like, every time, I told you so. And I'm like, all right, now I'm feeling it. Now I'm really feeling it. So it's just a matter of time, the right person to see it. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm really like that. Because I'm like, you're a threat to a lot. Are you trying to be a threat? No. But when you start seeing stuff happen the way it happened, it's like, all right, now you're making some noise. Because
Right.
before it wasn't like this. Before you didn't have to cut people off. People calling you just to be nosy, seeing what your next move is. Now I'm like cutting them off, and I'm like, now I'm around the people that fit my future.
That makes sense.
Yep,
Okay, I got you. So you're in a comfortable state where you can just say no.
yep. I don't have to answer everybody's phone call. I don't have to answer everybody's text no more.
And that's
No,
one of the hard things to get to.
it is.
A lot of comedians struggle with getting to the point of being able to say no
Yep.
because they don't know if they're going to miss an opportunity or what's going to happen with
That's
it.
it. That's it. And I'm not thirsty for no shows.
Right.
So
No, at this point, I think you're busy as much as you want to be.
yep.
You're
Yep.
probably going to be busier than you want to be soon.
Yep. I feel it. I could have been, bro. I got flight benefits, bro. I could have been hit other cities and just doing open mics. But I'm like, no, I'm not about to get these people that material for no money.
Right.
Nah, this got to make sense.
And do you travel around booking shows and stuff right now? Or are you just chilling?
I mean, I get calls and I get booked. I like more of I like private gigs, so
Okay.
I can put my price on it.
How does a private gig work?
They pay more.
And it's just like a room, small room of people that like
Yeah.
in
Some
their
be
own event.
small. Yeah, they own event, anniversaries, birthdays, you know, stuff like that. So, but you can put your own price on it. It ain't like the clubs.
Right.
They ain't gonna lie, clubs be pimping.
They don't share.
No.
How does the club scene thing work if you want to share that?
As a host, $50 a show.
Right. And as a
As a
feature?
feature, uh, 100.
Okay.
So you add that up towards how many shows you're gonna do on the weekend. I get it. It's business.
No, I get that. And like if a comedian asks you to come on the show, does a comedian also pay you for that or is it whatever the club was going to pay you
Nah,
to
that's
feature?
if it's in their heart to if they add shows and if it's in their heart to want to give you some more. But for me, I don't trip off of it. As
Right.
long as if I holler at the comedian and say, hey, you mind if I sell my merch? I ain't getting paid nothing over here on this side. Let me sell my merch, make a
Right.
couple dollars. Like what was that Saturday? Ali was selling his books.
Mhm.
Dave Lawson was selling his t-shirts. They was already in stone on that show, not me. I ain't pull no merch out
Right.
because I know my position. I'm like, nah, you ain't don't pull that out. But then once I saw he sold out all his books and Dave sold out all his t-shirts, I went to him like a man. I said, hey Lee, you mind if I sell my merch, make a couple dollars?
Right.
He said, yeah, that's cool. And I went out there and did my thing.
But I mean, you gave the respect of
You
allowing
got
them to
to,
take
man.
care of themselves and then you take care of you.
Bro, one thing about me, I ain't gonna step over my boundary.
Right.
I said it before, the humble don't stumble.
And I think that's just going to get you further and further in comedy.
Yep,
It's going to allow you to grow as a comedian.
yep. Because they say it's lonely at the top.
Right.
So who you gonna look down at and say, you know what, that person was cool. I'm gonna send the elevator back down to him. So it ain't about what you do on stage, keep you in the game. My definition is what you do off stage gonna keep you in the game.
Yeah, it's the character of the person. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
If we out after the show, come on, can you keep your mouth closed if something go down? There's a lot to it.
There's a
So
level of respect. Yeah.
yeah,
And if you can handle your own, then you'll garner respect from your peers and those above you that you
yep,
want to pull you up one day.
yep. I'm less hassle. I promise you, that's why I get booked a lot because I'm less hassle. When somebody say, "Hey, can you be here?" I'll be like, "Yep, that's all. That's all they need to know. Yeah, I'm there. Don't tell me. I don't need to know where you gonna be at. I already follow you. I already know. I already see your schedule.
Right.
I'm gonna show up. As long as you got a place where I can lay my head at nighttime, I'm cool. I'm cool with that.
And you'll be there.
I'm gonna be there. If you say, "Man, I ain't gonna pay nothing. This all this paying," I'm gonna be like, "Well, no, you allow me to sell my merch so I can make me some money. I'm cool with it. Sometimes I make more money off merch than what I'm getting paid for the show.
That's crazy.
Hella crazy. I just did it in Baltimore a few months ago. 2 months ago,
Okay.
5 shows. All it paid was $100, bro,
Per show or total?
per show.
So 500 for the like the.
500 for the weekend, bro. Made 1,400 off merch
It's not a bad weekend.
at all. It was so good, bro. I got back to Texas and I went through my wallet to deposit some money in the bank, and there was a check in there, and I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot all about this."
Lucky accident.
Yep,
So in the Baltimore show, were you featuring or were you headlining?
feature.
Did you
Yeah,
get booked headlining shows?
the manager got my number. He was like, "Man, I got to bring you back." And the headliner was like, "Yeah, y'all got to bring him back by himself.
Okay.
He funny." That was my first time there, Baltimore Comedy Factory, and they support comedy just because it's comedy,
Right.
no matter who it is.
So that's in that again, man. It's like I think you're right when you're saying like I'm right there.
Right there, bro. And it's crazy when people say, "Man, I ain't never heard of you before," and I'll be like, "Bet,
Give it time.
give it time."
But that's the other thing is like a lot of people don't know a lot about a lot of comedians. Like Kevin Hart is more of a household name because of his movie career.
Right,
He's a
right,
fucking hilarious comedian on stage, but he's also a really funny actor.
right,
So that
right.
translated into him, and like outside of that, the guy's like a mogul, dude. He does everything. He's
Everything,
everywhere.
everything, everywhere.
I can't fucking go through Instagram without getting that Fabalytics commercial every
Yep,
goddamn day.
yep,
Don't go to Fabalytics. Don't, I get it. It's so smart. It's genius. Like the guy
yep,
is a genius at marketing that brand and his name and just
yep.
bang. But like, would he have gotten there just strictly as a comedian? I don't know. There's very few that I can think of that are just strictly comedians that have gotten so high and elevated so
The
high.
movies help, like I said earlier.
Yeah, it
You
makes a
do
big
your
difference.
comedy, and then you get into the movie, and a lot of times the movies be natural talent, to where yeah, you got a strip right here, but as a comedian, your thoughts funnier than what they got on this paper. And they be like, "Hey, if it's in the perimeter of what's on this paper, then say that."
Right.
And bam.
Do you want to get into film and stuff in the
Yeah,
future?
yeah,
Have you done any?
yeah.
What have you been?
They was a little low budget, but it was still like I got that experience.
And you had? Did you enjoy it? Like, do
Hell
you
yeah.
want to do it more?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Any
Definitely.
anything like would it be comedy or do you want to do other types of film? Like
Uh,
is acting something you really want to
oh
pursue?
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Comedy, serious, yeah.
So you want to have fun with that.
Yeah, I want to have fun with it, bro.
So it seems like there's like a
'Cause
few
I got a
different
good
things you want
memory
to do,
too. I got a good memory too.
which is important for
Yeah.
because you got to know the script, right?
Got another strip. Yeah.
Shit, that's gonna be fun, man.
Oh yeah.
Do some funny movies, and also I feel like there's a resurgence of comedy movies being done by comedians, and like this whole we're going through another like renaissance maybe of comedy movies because they really sucked for a while. They were good and then they sucked. Now
Yeah.
they're kind of like starting to get back into funny and being good again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that'll open up doors of like comedians putting on other comedians into their films.
Hopefully they do that. Just
They
send it.
should.
Yeah. Send the elevator back down.
Hell yeah. I mean, if you're not self-conscious about somebody being funnier than you and you understand that someone being funnier than you is only just going to elevate your status
Push you
and
harder.
make you work
Yep.
harder, then you lost sight of the objective maybe.
Yep.
Maybe, I don't know.
Cause it's still like that though. But like you said, if they like, come on, let's just be funny. Period. That's what I be on when I'm doing shows. I don't care who funny than who. Let's put on a good show for these people.
Yeah, let's just be funny.
Cause somebody might be in a crowd and say, "Hey, all three of y'all was funny. How much it cost to get y'all to come do my party at my house?"
Right.
Now we still getting money together.
And
That's what I've been on. But that's at the same time, that's what's been pissing me off about comics that don't think like that. The bigger picture.
it's that like hunger mentality and the survival of the fittest kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't understand like the
Yeah.
group can sometimes be stronger than the
Hell
individual.
yeah. That's why when a lot of people knocked Kevin Hart, I'm like, the man really,
For the whole Oscars thing?
well, just Kevin Hart ain't funny. Kevin Hart ain't. I said, hey, look here. I ain't gonna say that man ain't funny or not. That man brought his team along. And that's, to me, that's bigger than being funny.
I still
The
think he's very funny.
he ain't funny. If you ain't never went and saw him, then go experience it for yourself. Don't listen to what somebody else said. I saw him twice, and dude was funny to me both times. Now he got the plastic. He been had the plastic cup boys with him.
Right.
After every tour, he brought him old school car, bro. Like them boys right. They learned this, man. They right. They put in the work. Come on, how you gonna knock that? You move faster in numbers. But you know what it did? It trickled down to the rest of the comedy game. So when you talk about the Desi Banks, when you see Desi doing skits, who else you seeing there? Whole team. Country Wayne doing skits. Who else you seeing there? Whole team.
And you don't know from that whole team who's going to end up becoming a massive success and
Yep.
being, just like a household name in the future.
Yep.
There's always like a jumping off point. Def
Yep.
Comedy Jam used to do that.
Yep.
The 30-minute HBO specials used to do that.
Yep.
Comedy Central, when they were a fucking comedy,
Yep.
channel, they used to have the 30-minute half-hour specials, and you'd have the roast going on Comedy
Yep.
Central. And if you were watching the roast of, let's say, Donald Trump, and you didn't know, I don't know, half the people on that stage, you may have been exposed for the first time to a comedian that's just so funny that you had no idea about.
Right.
And those things are so important
Yep.
to give others an opportunity. And it's like whoever is the roast master is really famous, and that person picks a group of people that they want to bring on that are equally as funny. Like Kevin Hart's been on roasts before, and so many big names have been on. Shaq has been on a roast, for God's sake. Like there's so many. Snoop Dogg has been on roast. Martha Stewart's been on roast. Like, and those aren't even just like comedians you're talking about. Just like people. Like if you didn't know who Snoop Dogg was, maybe your first time introduction to him could be from there. And then you go through a breadth of work, and you're like, oh shit, there's an entire career behind this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think it's important to have those things, and comedians need to recognize that to kind of like lift each other up.
Yep.
That's why I like seeing like big time comedians that have podcasts bring on other smaller comedians to promote them. I like seeing that because it's like a nod from someone going like, oh yeah, you're funny too. You should, like, my audience should know about you because you're funny.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
And the same goes with like what you're saying with, people that do sketch comedy, or Kevin Hart doing tours all over the world as a comedian and putting out specials. He's going to bring a ton of people on tour with him.
You need good people on your team. Period.
You have to have them,
and people that's been doing it. I got a partner in ATL, Mario Torre, been doing stand-up comedy. And not too long ago, Country Wayne picked him up.
And now he's with Country Wayne.
He in skits. He on the road doing shows with him. And Mario funny. I'm talking stand-up comedian, punchline jokes, raspy voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And doing the same now. So he caught his wave, ride it.
You have to.
Yeah, bro.
Because that wave can come only once.
Yeah.
And
but
if you
like
ride
you
it
said
well,
though, if they feel threatened by it, they ain't gonna do it, which is crazy to me. Why you don't want the whole show to be funny? Why you want to be the only funny one on your show?
Like,
That's
I know you've seen it yourself when they bring on people that
I
just ain't
see
funny.
Man, this game crazy. They'll pick a comedian, like these managers will call them. Who you want to feature for you since you not bring one? And they'll, hey, bring me this type of person. They'll be direct.
Right.
Yeah. So they can get up there and kill it, and this person, man, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, they want somebody that gets some laughs, get them a little bit going, but don't murder. Don't murder.
Nah,
don't make my work hard.
That's the quickest way to be at the house the next day.
Yeah. Don't make my work hard.
Shoot you a text. Hey, don't worry about coming today. We got somebody else. You ain't did nothing wrong, but be funny.
That's fucked up though, huh?
Very.
That's messed up. You think you get off that stage knowing you killed, everybody loved you, you set it up for the next guy, and then they're like, oh, we're good, bro, thanks.
But I gotta say it, man, if it ain't never happened to you, don't try to prevent it. Go up there and be funny. Don't put a jurisdiction on your funny because somebody behind you want to get laughs off their name. Go be funny. For real. I'm not about to water down nothing.
Because you never know who's sitting in
but
that
I
audience.
will ask like a headliner, hey, what you don't like or what you don't want a comedian to do before. That's got me put on shows. I've asked, hey, what you don't want a comedian doing before you get up? Headliner told me, don't do no crowd work. I said, bet.
Okay.
Because they do crowd work.
Right, and they don't want you to, because it can be that you see the same person in the same dress or the same guy with the same baseball cap, and you make the same joke, and now he can't do it.
Yep.
That makes sense. Like, it's his stage. It should be given to him, I guess.
Yeah. You just gotta know. Comedy one of them things where you just gotta know. You gotta ask questions.
Right.
You gotta get off into it. This ain't about you if your name ain't on the marquee. You know what I mean? So
People have a problem with that though sometimes. They have egos that get in their way,
big
and
time.
they'll be angry that someone seasoned can pop in and take time,
Big time.
and they don't want to understand that you're like, that's how you get people to come back.
Yep.
They're not here to see you because nobody fucking knows you yet. Nothing against you. You're going to be great one day.
Yeah.
But like that random 20 minutes that somebody pops in who's massive, and then they get to snap a picture of it and put it on their Instagram of like, hey, look who dropped in out of nowhere. It riles people up, and they buy a ticket going to a random show thing like, what if somebody else pops in and I get to have this amazing night that nobody gets to experience because I was there?
Yeah.
That's cool. But a lot of comedians will get pissed about that.
Yep.
And they'll be like, but they took time from me. They did, but they also opened up unimaginable amounts of time for you in the future. You just don't want to see it. Because people will buy tickets. They'll call you and be like, hey, come in. We got 10 minutes for you today.
Yeah.
Or we got
For
15.
some of them same people see your name pop back up a year later and be like, I wonder if she bringing that same person she had last time. That was super funny.
Yeah.
And the money's still coming in. Or they'll reach out to them. Hey, you gonna be with such and such this time? I saw you last time. So now I'm like, I don't really like asking. Let me snapshot this and send it to this person. Hey, these people asking about me. Am I gonna be with you, man? Hell, one of the messages might say, I'm only gonna come if you on there.
Right.
But hey, it's still money coming in the building.
I mean, think of it this way. Like, you, let's say, host. Somebody features. Somebody headlines. Headliner doesn't like the fact that you murdered as a host. But a year later, that feature becomes a headliner, remembers you, and brings you on because they love the fact that you murdered. You never know how life is going to play itself out. You want that random guy coming in and stealing time because the person before him, the person after him was more than likely going to be funny and have a shot at being on a tour with this guy one day.
Yep.
He may just remember your name. Like, dude, I remember when I did that drop-in show. That guy was hilarious. I got to call him.
Yep.
That shit happens all the time. But if you're going to be bitter about it, then you're just going to be left behind while others seize opportunities.
Yep.
And I feel like you figured that out. I feel like you got that. You're like, okay, if I stay in my lane and I'm humble about it and I'm cool with everybody,
bro.
There's no way they're not going to just keep remembering my name.
I promise that's where I'm at with this.
It's almost like you got a zen with it.
Yes.
That's gone through it, bro.
That's where I'm at. I'm like, you're going to get booked. Go out there and be funny. Sell your merch. Stay out the way.
It'll happen when it's going to happen.
Yep. On to the next.
That's perfect.
On to the next. Keep going. Don't quit.
I think that's been the theme of this episode. You kind of started with that, and you've mentioned it a few times, like don't stop, don't quit, keep going, keep going.
Yep.
And it's one of those facts of life. It's like I forget who. I think it's Thomas Edison's quote: "The difference between success and failure is trying one more time." I feel that. It has happened so many times in my own life, but it's like, just keep going.
Keep going. I got a dry eraser board at the house with my schedule on it, and it's not filled up like I want to, but the shows that's on there, they mean something.
They're good shows.
Yeah, I'd rather have that than posting a whole bunch of open mics or a whole bunch of drop-ins. They ain't paying no money. No, people know who to call.
Open mics are fun if you're working out shit.
They fun, but when you get to a point like, I'm confident in my jokes.
Right.
I got a show tomorrow. Oh, I'm about to go smash. I don't care if it is adding some new stuff in there. I got enough old stuff that's going to get me through the time that I'm supposed to.
Right.
Yeah, then I'm going to start throwing that new stuff in there. And because I'm already in my groove, I done warmed up. I'm to that point. When you confident about your jokes, they going to be funny. They going to be funny. I don't hear nothing about, man, the crowd wasn't ready. The comedian wasn't before me wasn't funny. I don't hear none of that.
So when it comes to that, where does funny come from for you? Like, how does the inception of a joke occur?
Sometimes an angry place.
So, like, you observe something that pisses you off, or something happens.
I can be like that sometimes. I can be like that. It's really a feel when you walk in that room and see the crowd that you're dealing with.
Right.
Like for me, I look in the crowd and be like, oh, it's a lot of more elderly people up in age. Then I ain't gonna just come out to no full blown rap cussing music. I'm gonna try to stay in that tone with where they at. I know what not to talk, but don't get vulgar.
That was
So
also really beautiful, where all three of you had music that you came out to, and it was just like very beautifully picked.
yep,
Ollie's was awesome because was it Ollie or was it Lawson? Everybody in the
Lawson,
crowd was
Lawson,
singing, right?
Lawson.
Lawson, right?
Yep,
Yeah, that
yep,
was really cool.
yep,
And he's like, "You don't know about this, you young kids," and
yep,
like you could tell, like half the crowd was singing it out loud because they knew it, and the other half we were just like mumbling, like
yep,
trying to like be part of the cool crowd, but had no idea what the music was.
yep.
That was awesome.
And I actually picked the song. I think I came up with like Moneybag Yo.
Yeah.
That was just the song to go with my outfit.
Did one of you had Nina Simone,
I don't know who had that.
or was I mistaken?
I don't think nobody had that.
Nobody, right? No. Okay, I was
Nah,
mistaken. So
but
your outfit, your music was matching your outfit.
yep,
The crowd was with it. They
yep,
loved it.
yep,
It was good.
yep. So depending on how I'm feeling or what I'm wearing, then I do something like that. But it don't take that only lasts like 5 seconds. You ain't about to listen to it unless you got the crowd engaging with the song.
Yeah, but like that 5 seconds is all you need to kind of like turn it on. We get into the groove of something's about to happen. Like you went from clap, next guy's coming up, silence, and then you get the music, kind of puts you in the mood, and then you get on the stage, and then it begins right away.
Yep.
It's I forget who it was, but like it was already was it? I think it was, but I don't want to misquote it. But it was one of the comedians talking about like within the first minute, you're gonna try to get people to laugh, and if you're any good, you'll probably have like two or three, small little things that are gonna make them start to laugh within that first minute, and then full blown kill them. I don't know how much truth there is to it, but I think it was Ari Shafir that said it. I think, and he was right about it. Like you try to get them early and continue.
Oh
Like
yeah,
if you haven't gotten them laughing within the first minute, you've probably lost a crowd.
yeah. You got to get them early, like right off the rip, and keep your foot on their neck.
Yeah, like
Every 8 to 10 seconds, try to say something funny.
yeah, like if you watch comedy at home, like stand up comedy, you don't get it. You're missing 80 to 90% of
Oh yeah, you
the
missing the
actual
experience.
what's happening.
Yeah,
Because and if you've never been to a comedy club where like someone really famous is bombing, because it's just like an off night, this person's hilarious, but just they're not having a good night. Sometimes it's funnier,
mm-hmm.
but like you see these crowds just become evil all
Yep.
of a sudden.
Yep.
And I get it because like they're pissed off because they didn't get what they paid for.
Yep.
But when you see it work, it's magic. Like everybody laughing to the point where it hurts. You don't get that in any other place than being in a room with other people sharing that experience. It just doesn't translate at home as much as you try.
No, I don't. That experience not there. Plus, everything's so edited nowadays, anyway.
This is true, yeah. Most of the time they shoot what 2 or 3 different nights, and then they put it together into a single special that works well. And I get it; it's supposed to be cohesive. You don't want that random asshole that's gonna yell on the first show, and that has to be in there. I get all of that. It makes for a better polished item, but behind that is usually like year, 2 years of that comedian being on the road, working that material, getting to a point to do like a comedy special.
Mm-hmm.
That's what most people don't see.
Yeah,
That's the best part is like if you get to see the same comedian more than once and you see the evolution of a joke, that's the best of it. I've been lucky to see that, and I think it's kind of like you see the actual art being created in front of your eyes. You're like, oh, these words are different now.
Yeah, that's dope.
It's fun. It's kind of, I don't know, that's the beauty of being in a live crowd and experiencing something. And what you did was awesome with the Alexa turn off the music shit. Everybody in the crowd just automatically knew what it was.
Bro, I've been doing that for some years now.
Where'd that come from?
Having it at the house when I was married.
And you thought it would just be something funny to translate on
I
stage.
used to have the music playing, and I thought it was cool. Alexa, play such and such, and they play, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty dope. But then when your phone ring, you're like, Alexa, stop, and she don't stop. Now you, Alexa, stop. Now you yelling it again.
Yep.
So I was like, yo, you can use that on stage because it's music, and I just ran with it. So it's like, no, I got material that's gonna be funny, but I think that's just something to grab the attention as soon as I get up there.
And it's a smart play. You want to grab their attention. Like I said, the great equalizer. Somebody that puts us all on the same level, and now we're like, oh, we've all had that same argument with a device that we never thought was ever going to happen. Like I'm fighting with an inanimate object about turning itself off. It's fucking hilarious.
Yep.
And it's a great way of starting the whole thing off.
Man, I've been doing it for years, and it's just something. Like I said, it ain't even a joke. It's just a, hey, this me.
But it is because it's done through the lens of a comedian, so it does become funny and comedic. I get it. Like if anybody else is saying it, it's not, doesn't hit the same way. Like you don't want a musician to come on stage and just be like, Alexa, turn off the music.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
But it makes sense for like a comedy show, and nobody's expecting it. That's what's funnier.
Right. Right.
Because everybody's just like, cut the music off or whatever. I'm about to start something like, or the DJ knows to turn it off. And,
Yeah.
But you made it funnier. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was cool. So with your comedy process, you said sometimes it comes from an angry place. What else inspires you? Like what else makes something that goes from your mind onto something that translates to the stage? Like what's your process? It's kind of what I'm curious as to like what gets you to a place where you're like, oh, that's gonna be funny on stage.
I mean, I see stuff and I write it in the notes in my phone.
And it's just is there a lot of editing that goes through it, or it's like once you jot it down, you put it on stage and try it
I
out?
just jot it down, and sometimes it's a joke already there. Like I said earlier, I stretch my jokes out.
Right.
So I might see something that happened, be like, hey, you know what? That'll work with the airport joke.
And just connect the dots.
Yeah, just connect the dot. Now stretch it out. So now if somebody tell that airport scale joke, then you hear you like, nah, that belong to Buddy.
Right, I got you.
And I try to stretch them out as long as possible. So they'll know, like, yeah, that's his.
I got you. That makes sense.
Like one of my favorite jokes now, bruh, is my mom throwing the Popeyes biscuits over the fence for the dog to eat.
Did you do that one that night?
Yeah. She FaceTimed me.
Oh yeah, that's
said
right.
she couldn't get no sleep because the dog barking.
Yeah.
Bro, that's one of my favorite ones. Because nobody think to give a dog a Popeyes biscuit.
And that shit actually happened.
The whole, not that part, but
something happened where like I know you added some of it to make it funny, but like I'm guessing a portion of this occurred where like you're like,
she didn't get no sleep because the dog was barking, so it just took my mind. Yeah, how we gonna get this dog to stop barking? What you gonna give him without killing him? Popeye biscuits, thick and dry.
Keep him busy for a while.
Yeah, everybody ate a Popeye. If you ain't got the right Sprite, man, that thing get clogged up in there.
I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah,
bro, that's one of my favorites.
I think it's all chicken places give you the horrible biscuits.
Churches got good biscuits though. I ain't gonna.
I've never had Church's chicken.
Churches got good biscuits.
I gotta try Church's
chicken. I don't eat their chicken, but they got good biscuits.
How come you don't eat the chicken?
It's nasty.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't like.
So you go there just for the biscuits?
Yeah, they go get the biscuits. Then go to Popeyes for the chicken.
Seems like too much work, man.
What's crazy is, but most of the time when you see a Popeyes, you see a Church's. It's almost like when you see a Walgreens, you see a CVS.
Yeah,
see a McDonald's.
Like competitors.
Yeah, see a McDonald's, see a Burger King.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's always like that.
So where you see a Popeyes, you'll see a Church's.
Yes.
So you just pop across the street.
Yeah, pop across the street. Yeah, awesome. It's always like that. You see a Chick-fil-A, you don't see nobody. Can't nobody compete with them.
That's the one thing I never understood is like, how did Chick-fil-A become so massive and take market control over really something that like nobody had put any thought into is like a drive-through chicken spot?
But it's just customer service.
It is good.
Bro, they really giving us 7 big ass fries and we cool with that. Ain't nobody argued about they fries.
No, not at all.
7 fries, bro.
Did you know if you're the 100th customer on some random day, you get your meal for free?
I ain't know that.
That happened to me once.
I ain't know that.
So I went through the drive-thru with my kids, and usually they take your card right there at the window, not at the window, but the
Yeah,
person's right there
where
in
they
front
come
of
out.
you,
Yeah,
right? And they're like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I'm like, "Okay, they'll take your payment at the next window." It's like this has never happened to me before. I got weirded out. I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" So I get there. They're like, "By the way, you're the 100th customer today. Your meal is on us." I was like, "Cool, thanks." I was like, "Happy accident."
that's wild, man.
I think it's like small things like that that keep their customers really happy.
Yep.
Plus, I love their billboard commercials. Eat more chicken. And it's got like 2 cows standing there. It's good. It's funny. It's playful marketing, and it's good. The food's really good.
It's good. And they got like 20 different sauces too, man. It's crazy.
The Polynesian sauce is it? Yeah, they have a Polynesian sauce, and the Chick-fil-A sauce are my 2 favorites over there.
Yeah.
Really good. I don't even use ketchup when I go to Chick-fil-A.
Nah.
Like, there's like no point.
No.
Get a spicy deluxe, large waffle fries, and you're good.
I got the little gift cards, man.
You know what I ended up buying? Because my son loves the Chick-fil-A sauce. They sell them at like Kroger and Tom Thumb. The actual
Walmart got them
Chick-fil-A
too.
sauce.
Walmart got
Yeah,
it too.
I
Yeah.
bought them the big like ketchup size of the Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
sauce.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yo.
Shit, now you're getting me hungry again.
I know, right?
We keep
tacos.
We keep rounding around food, man. We keep going back to food.
Be the skinny dudes. Skinny dudes greedy.
Yeah, can you put down food?
Not really.
Man, I got some skinny friends that can put down food.
I can't.
And you look at them going like, where the fuck does it go?
Yeah.
And then you got some bigger friends that just can't eat that much, and you're like, that sucks.
I ain't never seen that though.
I have a couple of big friends.
I would trip out.
Don't eat too much.
Talking about water weight.
No, not water weight. They eat a lot, but in increments throughout the day. So like
okay.
small increments, but they're like, it's always like really unhealthy shit being snacked on all like chocolate and cookies and candy. But like for mealtime,
Okay, I've seen
it's
that.
not a big meal.
You're right.
You
I've
understand why the person is overweight, because it's like you're just nonstop processed shit all throughout the day, and then there's like
a whole bunch of miscellaneous stuff.
And but I was healthy today. I had a salad. You're like, what else did you have? I get the salad, but where do the other 4,000 calories come from?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's crazy.
I've seen it.
You've seen it, right? Like, and you're like, holy shit, how's that possible? Yeah, I eat more than you.
I've seen it.
It's all our unhealthy ass habits and shit.
Yeah.
So what are you doing this week? You got shows lined up?
Tomorrow's show, Plano House of Comedy, 7:30.
Yes, sir.
And then Wednesday morning, leave out, go to Belize.
You got a packed week.
Yeah.
So how long will you be in Belize for?
Till Monday. The show is actually on December 2nd.
So what are the Belize shows like? What kind of crowds are they? Like American crowds, or how does it work?
Excuse me. Belizean people. It's Belize. And they understand, our comedy. It's cool.
Seriously?
I normally talk about my experiences over there.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's pretty dope.
So English, no problem for them.
No problem.
And the comic you got going with you is a Texas comic?
One born and raised New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay.
Shabazz. Comedian Shabazz.
I've heard the name before. Somebody's mentioned his name before.
Houston-based comedian. She's originally from Omaha, Nebraska. Lotto Marie, female.
Not familiar with her.
And then she's in Houston now. And then the headliner I got is comedian Gina G. She's from Virginia.
Okay.
So yeah, funny.
So you got a nice stacked show.
Yeah, I'm excited about this lineup, and I got to put this lineup together.
That's cool. This is gonna be an awesome show.
Yep.
And how long will you guys be in Belize for?
Till Monday. We leave Wednesday. Come back Monday. And the reason being because the promoters are dope. They actually want us to have that experience of Belize. A lot of times comedians go on the road, we don't get to experience the city.
Yeah, you're there like in and out.
In and out. Yep. So a lot of people think it's having fun. No, it's work.
Yeah, shitty hotels, crappy food,
just like
the grind. I mean, it's not always gonna be great.
Yeah. And a lot of times you ain't making a lot of money where you can just go out and shop and bring something back. No.
Right.
I gotta bring that money back home. We got bills to pay. So, but no, we get the experience. My first time in Belize was May 29th, 2023. And I featured and I smashed.
So the
and
promoter got back in touch with you.
got back in touch with me and let me, cause I'm helping them build comedy in Belize. It's not big over there at all.
But still, I mean, it has a potential. I mean, if
Yeah,
the
it's got
crowds get
potential.
it,
Crowd getting it, the sponsorship is there, and the trust is there. We like family, so yeah, we're gonna just ride this wave, man, and try to build it up.
so what is your first show Friday or is it Thursday?
That Saturday.
Saturday's the only show.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're there, wow, for a
yeah,
whole week just hanging out.
yeah.
That's awesome,
When
man.
I went back in May, went to the clubs, the casino, the restaurants, fun, really experiencing Belize. It's crazy. Your name, your face up on a banner up in the sky, man.
No shit.
It's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Does the
So
dollar translate over there well?
it's hour one to there too. So you balling when you get over
Oh
there.
no shit.
Yeah, I went straight to the casino on blackjack.
Made a killing on that, huh?
Yeah, balling.
So it's a 1-to-2 ratio. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're having a good time.
I'm having a good time. Good time. So
So
I'm
that's gonna be
excited.
exciting though.
Oh yeah, it's just the future of it. You know what I mean?
It'll be good if these pockets grow. It's like there's a whole Russian comedy scene that most people here just don't know anything about. But a lot of their comedians, and I've been seeing, because I follow like all the comedy clubs here
Yeah,
to see
you
who's
follow.
coming through.
Yeah,
And you see these Russian guys coming through, and my friends that do speak Russian will go to these shows and they're like, yeah, they're always sold out. So like that's translating from over there over here, but they're only doing strictly Russian shows
Russian.
in
Yeah,
America.
yeah.
So the crowd is only going to be Russian speaking crowds that get that type of comedy.
Right.
But it's cool to see that like there is this kind of intersect where comedians are breaking out from their countries and coming over to here to see if they can make it work. And then us going to Belize and other parts of the world and seeing if comedy works over there.
Yeah, that's dope.
It's fun. We're
That's
connecting.
dope. That's dope.
It's definitely cool to see it happening.
That's dope.
So that's gonna be awesome, man. I feel like we've had a great conversation so far. I feel like leaving off at the beauty of and the prospect of Belize sounds like an awesome place to end. And I can't wait to have you back in a year because I think that 13 is gonna have a bunch of zeros next to it
Yep.
on your social medias and your following. And
Yep.
I think 13 million is gonna be a closer number by the
Yeah.
time I see you in a year.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That'd be amazing.
That's why I don't mind getting on these shows with them guys and just playing my part. Cause I mean, from that weekend over at Addison, I gained like 400 followers.
That's big.
That's big.
It's a lot of people.
Yep.
And then again, you don't know what's right around the bend.
Yep. Don't know what's right. And I refuse to buy followers. I wanted to be authentic.
Yeah, I get hit up on that shit all the time. I'm like, hey man, we can promote you and we
Yeah.
get you this many followers. I'm like, block, delete, go
Yeah.
away.
I want mine to be authentic.
Yeah, you
So-
want it to actually happen when it happens. So
I
when you
want-
sit back, you're like, holy shit, I built that.
Yep. I don't want 250,000 followers. And then when I post a flyer of a comedy show, it's only 13 likes.
The problem is like most people don't understand is like those 250,000 followers are just bots.
Bots. Yep.
Those aren't real
You
people.
pay for some
bought.
bots. Yep.
You bought nothing.
Yep.
And you fluffing it up.
Yep. They not about to comment.
No.
Nope.
And even if they do have some bot algorithm commenting shit, nobody's buying tickets. It's not translating into money into your pocket. And brands aren't stupid. They know that you don't have real followers because they
Yep.
can look at the analytics of your Instagram and go like, yeah, what happened when you just opened it and you had 15,000 followers and now it's 200,000?
I've seen it, man.
Makes no sense. But they look at, oh, it took 4 years and now you're up to 350,000 and we can see progression. Yeah, we'll sponsor you and we'll give you a good brand deal.
Right.
They're not dumb.
Right.
And you can't expect them to be because, like you said, they are business oriented only. All they give a shit about is the dollars. Does it make sense? So doing it organically and having over 13,000 followers, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Is social media a huge thing for you?
No. But I know how to improv. I know how to roast. I can do a video.
Do you
Like
do the
how
roast battles when it comes through Dallas?
Nah, I want to.
You should.
Yeah, I can roast because I want to. Yeah, I want to.
What is it, like a sign-up process?
I don't know. I just never looked into it, but I
can
need
find
to.
out.
Yeah, I need to. I can roast.
A couple of my
Like, for
friends
real,
in
for real.
Austin do the roast battles over there, and they're pretty good at it. So I can find out how to get in. They were actually supposed to come here to Dallas to do it at Hyenas, but it got canceled last minute. It was unfortunate. I was really excited about seeing some Austin versus Dallas comedians.
Last year, I was putting on Not last year, this year, and it started last year, but it ended this year. I was putting on a show in Austin
Okay.
at the Capitol venue,
Mhm.
and the city is it Buda? Badu. It's a city right there in Austin, right
I
on
know what
the.
you're I can't pronounce the city
Yeah,
name, but I know what you're talking about.
I
Yeah,
was
it's
putting on
like
the
30
show.
minutes outside Austin, right? Or something like
Yeah,
that.
I was
20 to 30 minutes?
15, something like
Yeah.
that. I was putting on the show there once a month for a guy. It was called It's a Vibe Comedy.
Sounds fun.
The venue seated like 350. Nice. And I was booking comics from here to come out there. And I was getting paid the same thing they was getting paid. Like, hey, come on. Got 400 in a room. Can't beat it. Everybody getting paid the same. It came to an end. Me and the promoter had disagreement. But
It's unfortunate.
I know I ain't do wrong. He reached out to me about 2 months ago, but I ain't answer. Because when the smoke cleared, you're going to see who was in the wrong.
Right, I get you.
Yeah.
I get you.
So, and it was a good thing going on, man. I don't know, man. Some people be trying to fix stuff that ain't broke.
And fuck, Austin's such a big scene right now, man.
Big scene, bro.
Everybody wants to be there.
Big scene, bro.
You cannot deny the
Big
juggernaut
scene.
that is Austin comedy. I mean,
Big
everybody's
scene.
moving there. Everybody wants to work out of there, and everybody knows that a big break can genuinely happen there.
Yeah. It was diverse. It's so
Yeah.
diverse. Bro, it was only like 7% black in Austin right now. It's crazy.
Austin's kind of always been kind of a white place, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
because you got over 50% is Texas Longhorns.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, but it's definitely growing like crazy.
Austin's a cool city.
Hell yeah.
It's got a cool vibe to it, like an energy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't explain it. Every time I go there, I just like love
It's a
being there.
club I used to go to after every show that I do there once a month. A club called the Maverick. It was a country club.
Is it on 6th?
No, it's not on 6.
Okay.
No, it's over in Buda because
Okay, so it's over there close to the venue.
it's closer to the venue and the hotel that I stayed at.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We walk right across the street to the club. Called the Maverick.
Was it happening?
Yeah, it was jumping, bro. Yeah.
But was it country music?
Country music, bro.
Oh shit, sidestepping and stuff.
Jumping. Jumping. Yep. Yeah.
I love those like small places that nobody knows out. Like you just stumble into a place, you're like, holy shit, it's crazy in here.
Yeah, bro.
That's what Austin is. If you've never been to 6th Street and you go there just like thinking it's a family vacation, you're in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, you're in for a rude awakening.
Don't go there with your kids.
They got another spot in Austin though that was jumping. The Domain.
Where's that at?
It's like an outside mall, a whole bunch of restaurants.
And that's working too?
Hell yeah, that's where the comedy club is at now. Cap City. Yeah.
That's right. They opened Cap City in a different. Was it? Did they open it for the first time, or they relocated to a different? Relocated, right?
Yeah.
Cap City was closer to 6th Street originally, and then that place got torn down or abandoned or something.
And now where is that? It's dope over there.
The Domain place.
Yeah, it's dope.
And I keep hearing about a bunch of clubs, just like small ones, opening up all over the place in Austin. Like, there's just rooms everywhere.
Yeah.
People just trying shit out. Austin's a cool scene. Do you think Dallas and Austin like each other? Comics?
Yeah.
They cool with each other?
Yeah. 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 I think Houston comics work together more though.
Do they? Really?
Yeah.
Like there's more camaraderie between them?
Yeah.
Is it because it's a smaller scene compared to Austin?
I mean, Houston got a lot of comics. They got a lot of rooms too.
Yeah, it's a busy spot.
Yeah, it's busy.
That's the thing about Dallas. It's not as busy. You don't have that many rooms.
It's busy. But I see them in Houston like really working together when it comes to like skits, when it comes to like videos, music videos, when it comes to like comedy shows, they really working together, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm cool with a lot of them cats and like proud of it. Like that's what the game needs. We'll move faster than numbers. For real.
It makes sense.
Move way faster than numbers.
Yeah, I mean,
it's way more people than comedians.
Definitely. That's the other thing. It's like there aren't that many comedians, man.
Good. Way more. Be like, man, y'all tripping. Let's get together and get this money together. Let's put out. You put 500 up. I'm gonna put 500 up. You put 5 up. Let's get this venue with that 1,500. Now, I'm gonna push my fan base. You push your fan base. You push your fan. Let's get these people in here. Ain't no way we shouldn't break even. We doing $20 a ticket. Ain't no way we shouldn't break even.
That's not that many tickets. You can do
Not
that.
that many tickets, bro.
And then on top of that, you have the potential of making money.
And got them people in there.
And if the show goes great and you do it again, then the second time around, probably you're going to actually put a profit in your pocket.
Gonna put a profit in your pocket. It's gonna spread like a wildfire. And now, if you learn how to project the show out during the right time, Thanksgiving just passed by.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Family in town. After everybody eat during the day, what they gonna do at night? Sit at the house and just talk. And people be at comedy show laughing together as a family.
A new term that I heard this year that I'd never heard before, it's called the Wednesday blackout. The day before Thanksgiving, getting just like fucked up drunk because you got family in town and all this other stuff. And a lot of people were talking about that. I think that should translate into a comedy show.
It could, because I ain't never heard of that, and I wouldn't want to do no blackout.
I've never heard of it, but the whole idea
Yeah.
is like you get blackout drunk because the next day is Thanksgiving, so you're not going to be doing shit anyways, and you're going to eat, and then Friday is like the recovery day because Saturday you're going to party again.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I mean, if somebody did a Wednesday blackout show for comedy, that'd be fucking hum. That'd be fun. Nobody's got work the next day because it's Thanksgiving.
True.
Nobody wants to deal with anything because they got family in town.
So
what do? You get away.
You just got to shake back from drinking.
Yep.
Eat all the food up, soak the liquor up.
I think that's the entire idea is like, all right, let's get drunk on Wednesday. We're going to have the turkey on Thursday. By midday, we're all going to pass out anyways. And then Friday is the shopping day. Saturday, you get to party again.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And if somebody did a cool comedy show on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving,
it'd be dope.
That would be awesome. Just call it the Blackout Comedy. I don't know. Maybe you'll do it.
I'm gonna do that backyard show.
Oh man, I can't wait. If you do that backyard Taco Tuesday thing, I'm coming. I'm coming for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if the food is good. Whew.
I have to do that.
You should do a BYOB.
I thought about that. I said I would make it a BYOB where people bring coolers.
Yeah.
That
So
way.
you provide the food, you provide the comedy, whatever the entrance fee is, and you can bring your own alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun.
Yeah. And still have alcohol there for people that might want to buy drinks.
And then one day, hopefully, when we federally legalize weed, we can fucking finally start doing comedy shows where everybody's just getting ripped.
No, that's gonna be that's
where the funny actually is. Like,
I'm
I'd
surprised.
rather be high at a comedy show than drunk, to be honest with you. I laugh
Same
more.
here. But that's crazy to think though. Cali and Denver, a lot of states are legal, but nobody has done it yet.
I mean, I'd pump that shit through the fucking
What?
ACs and get everybody high.
Oh man, what?
Like, part of it
Dude,
is we're gonna get you fucked up.
As soon as you come through the door, you got a complimentary stick right there.
Hell yeah.
To spark up when you sit down, and now you ordering food.
And part of the 2-item minimum could be a blunt, could be a hookah that has hash in it.
Might have
whatever the fuck you're into.
Dessert menu,
Brownies. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
why are we not there yet?
Yeah.
And nobody's ever going to be fighting. Because you get drunk, you get
Everybody
fighting people.
chill.
But you get high people, they're just sharing food.
I think you'll have to keep the time limit. Because, some people leave. I've seen drunk people leave.
Yeah.
Wasted, but that edible hit different when that motherfucker on you. It's hard to drive on the edible.
Should be the to-go bag that you were thinking about with the Mexican food. That should just be a to-go bag. Because it's going to take 45 to an hour to hit anyways.
Yep.
And most people, once they get in the car, they usually don't want to keep doing shit.
Yeah.
They're like, I got to fucking get home somehow. And they're like, oh, cool. Now I got a treat if I make it home.
Yeah.
It's like the reward for not fucking up.
That'd be dope.
That'd be funny.
The smoke would be on point though.
I mean, I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be sold out forever.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Everybody likes to smoke. Everybody likes to laugh. And if you mix in some good food with it, like good desserts and good shit, you'll have a sold out comedy show forever.
I've been to some shows, like some little hood shows where they had the blunts inside the room. It was dope.
It's fun, right?
Yeah,
It's a completely different show.
it's fun. That sounds like some house party type shit. Sell maybe like 20 tickets and
Just a bunch of weed.
bunch of weed. Yeah. Already, you know what I'm saying, to where in small little bags where they like roll up their own or whatever. And that'd be dope. Had like 2, 3 comedians.
You know, a bunch of comedians that are big have their own weed brands, so they'd be just throwing their shit into the crowd to promote,
Yep.
and just be like, "All right, I got it this week. I'm
Yep.
bringing all my own shit. Like everybody gets one of my joints." And you're like, "Oh, cool. Okay, that works.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That'd be so much fun." I don't know. I'd be into it. Anyways, my friend, this has been an amazing conversation. I had a lot of fun talking to you, bro, talking about different ideas, about fun things, and man, I genuinely can't wait to see what happens next for you, dude. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so much fun. I know. It's like just you never know. You might wake up tomorrow. Never know.
God time.
And I appreciate it, man.
For
Thank you
sure.
again.
Appreciate
God
you.
bless.